It's facts, non-fiction. Said I black out for real, then the track gone missing. If it's cap, I'm dipping. We ain't talking about a move, then it's flatline finished. When I spaz, I'm grinning. Put a peel off in the Sadies and I pass by spinning. It's perks with this life, but I don't have my skinach. Took a quick trip and now I'm back home winning. And I see they eyes pop like I snack on spinach. Pull up to the spot, she tryna grab my digits. I'm already 8 shots, a Henny past my limit. Here you go. Hazards with a dash full of tickets. I'ma act like I don't see them. I got bad eye vision. Y'all can't pass my scrimmage. While y'all tripping, it's Aruba. I realized I had to go and flip.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 180 of Psychotic and Iconic. Paul's here along with my co-host Nick Theory's Philly Phil, and special guest the Godfavre is back tonight to talk about the Eagles versus Dallas showdown. Thank you to everybody that tunes into the live stream tonight. Thank you to everybody that likes, follows, and subscribes to all of our platforms. Welcome back, motherfuckers. Especially you, sir.
Special guest in the building, man. Godfavre, welcome back.
Let's go, baby.
How does it feel? How does it feel to come back to the table?
Oh, I love it.
Come back to the table.
The passion's going to come out tonight.
Yeah.
Well, we got a packed show tonight.
Energy on a bean tonight.
A lot of shit happened. We're gonna talk a little bit about the Sixers, recap Week 8, preview Week 9, talk about top 5 NFL teams, and we are also going to do our mid-season playoff and Super Bowl predictions. Let's get started, guys. So let's talk about it. James Harden gets traded with PJ Tucker to the Clippers for Nick Batum, Robert Covington, KJ Martin, and picks. The Clippers now do not have their first-round pick until 2030.
I don't understand why the Clippers did this.
They're in shambles.
Everybody's on the last year of their deal. There's no guarantee anybody's coming back. So if this goes to shit, they're all leaving. They're all scattering. They're all bouncing. This was a terrible trade for the Clippers. I love it for the Sixers. They got rid of the headache out of the locker room. The distraction's gone. They can finally focus, and they looked great starting the season. So I'm not worried at all for the Sixers. I think this trade benefited them more than anything.
I will say this. Chris Broussard said something. I saw a clip on Twitter, and it made so much sense. The Sixers can go as far with Max without Harden as they can with him.
Say it again.
The Sixers with Harden can go as far with or without him. He was dispensable for the Sixers. He wasn't like, he didn't make or break us.
He wasn't the end all be all.
And to be honest, at this point, Maxey looks better than him.
He looks great.
Because now Maxey can go, he can play faster. He doesn't have James dribbling the clock out and things like that. Maxey looks like a star this year.
Looks great, man.
Hitting 4, 5, 6 threes a game on 8 attempts. He really improved his three-point shooting. I loved it for the Sixers. You got rid of the headache. I would really love for them to try and trade some of those assets and get Levine. They're set up for success for next year. They have a ton of cap space because Tobias Harris comes off their books. They got PJ Tucker's horrible contract off their books. I really would like them to get Levine this year. But when the Clippers blow up after this year, because they're not going to win anything, I would love for them to try and get Paul George next year as well.
I agree.
What do you think, Godfavre, on the Sixers?
Harden, his face looks like a 70s snatch.
It does.
Oh, my
nasty.
God.
You know that thing smells.
What a slob. But anyway, Maxey is going to be a great second guy on the Sixers. He's doing great.
He just fits with Embiid.
I think we got to pay Maxey.
Oh, yeah.
And he'll get a really big deal. But all the picks that the Sixers get is unbelievable. So I think that was a great trade. Easy. Harden was garbage.
And you know, it sucks because like when he first got here, everything was great. Yeah, but that's James Harden's MO.
He'll be on the team for 2 years, and then after that, he's like, he wants to get out.
It's like he gets bored and he doesn't know what to do.
He's there for like a year or two, and he wants to get out.
I'm sorry to cut you guys off on the conversation, but Phil, is our YouTube live working?
It went to the previous episode name. It's still up on YouTube, but it says episode 179.
Okay, because it's not going live. We're not on the screen. Yeah.
Yeah. Rob just texted. Oh no, that's from Facebook.
We're on Facebook, but we're not on YouTube.
No, we are on YouTube. Again, it's just under episode 179. If you go to our homepage, it's still there.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
It's still there.
So we are on YouTube.
Yeah,
we are. I just sent the wrong link to Instagram.
It's all good. Don't worry about it, guys.
Whatever. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. I don't give a fuck. We're here to pod. We're here to just give you guys entertainment, and this is what we're here for. So enjoy it.
My whole thing is with the Sixers, dude. I'm just happy he's out of the building, and I don't want him anywhere near Tyrese Maxey because he's not a leader, and I don't want young guys seeing that type of behavior.
I've been screaming now. I knew we needed to get rid of him.
Yeah, I know. You were the first one on board.
I was so
last
off
year.
of him, yo.
Yeah. And not for nothing, they got a haul for somebody that's washed up as a scorer.
My thing is like he doesn't have any postseason success. So like he had a couple good games, but he didn't close it out for us.
Yeah.
We were up
needed him
3-2.
to.
Yeah, we were up 3-2 against the Celtics and didn't close it out. So yeah, like he's not the end all be all for the Sixers.
Yep.
He's not the missing piece. I would like the Sixers to use the pieces and go get Zach LaVine.
So I was just saying,
Yeah, absolutely. Like that would make them a top tier team. But right now, the Sixers ain't fucking with the Bucks or the Celtics.
No.
Right now, as currently constructed, we're not messing with those teams.
No, it's just not.
But that's the bar we got to get to, right? And to do that, you got to go out and go get a guy that can get you 25 a night.
Yeah.
Like that's what they need because you got Embiid, you got Maxey, you got Tobias. Like I think Tobias is going to do all right this year. I think he's going to step up a little bit because I think he's got a new coach. I think Nick Nurse is going to put him in some good positions that Doc didn't put him in. Yeah. I think the Sixers are going to be all right. I think now that they have a better coach and a competent coach, a successful coach recently, I think it's going to be beneficial for the Sixers.
And the thing is, too, if Maxey can give you what he's giving you right now, 25 a night, you're in good hands. You just got to get one more scorer that can create his own shot, and then you'll be ready to go. You'll be ready to go with those two big dogs in the East, because I don't think that there's not a third team definitively better than the Sixers right now. The only teams that are better than them are the Celtics and the Bucks, and then I would say the next tier would be Cleveland.
Cleveland's up there,
but I would still give the Sixers the edge because I think they have a better coach and they would have the best player in that series.
I gotta be honest with you, Ben Simmons is looking all right.
He is. I mean, Ben Simmons just looks like
he's not a superstar, but he's going to fill up the stat sheet. He's going to give you the rebounds. He's going to give you the assists.
You know what's crazy? He would actually fit on the Sixers right now because he would be able to assist the ball to Maxey and Tobias with Harden.
Yeah, but he's still a frustrating player because you want him to score. Like you don't want him to like keep passing up these open shots and everything. It's like I'm okay moving off of him, but he actually, I got to give him credit. He's actually playing really well.
Yeah, I'm happy for him. If he was truly going through something mentally and that now he got himself back together, good for him. But now let's turn our attention to the NFL because last night in the middle of the night, Josh McDaniels got fired finally because he's a fucking bum.
You've been saying it.
Davante Adams is staying in Las Vegas. Pray for Davante. When I woke up this morning and I saw that, I just laughed to myself because I'm like, I was saying 2 years ago, why did you fire Rich Bisaccia? The head coach got fired for racism.
Yep.
Their star wide receiver that they took in the first round was put in jail for manslaughter. He had Derek Carr playing his best football ever. They went 10-7, played Cincinnati the hardest that year in the playoffs up until the Super Bowl.
That's a fact.
And it was like, why would you not do that? You just watch this guy lead your team through total turmoil. And you trade him and you get rid of him for Josh McDaniels, who skipped out on the Colts late night out of nowhere after he committed to them. He was trash in Denver, drafted Tim Tebow 15th overall.
I think he was forced to draft Tim Tebow, but
and it was like he started out 6-0 in Denver and they finished 6-10 that year.
Yeah.
Like they were just trash and he didn't deserve that head coaching job. He's not a head coach. He's a coordinator.
I don't think he drafted Tim Tebow. I think McDaniels has an eye for a quarterback. The weird thing about the Raiders is they didn't get a quarterback this year. I mean, they got Jimmy G. That's cool, but like he seems like more of a bridge guy. So if you're going to go that route, go get a rookie quarterback. Go get somebody you can develop. But, with saying all that, Piles, I agree with you, but I think the missing point here is Davante Adams, right? Like, let's focus on him. The Raiders fired their head coach. They fired their GM. Yeah. They benched Jimmy G, but they kept Davante Adams. Now, how the fuck does that make sense?
Doesn't make any sense.
Like, how does that actually make sense in terms of roster constructability? How does that make sense?
It's
like,
culture. Culture is all
the only thing. You
got it.
But the only thing I could think of is that they have a young quarterback in Aiden O'Connell, right? That's who's going to start now over Jimmy G. And maybe they think that in order for him to develop, they need a guy like Davante Adams so they could see what he could do with a wide receiver one. That's what makes sense to me. But the way they played it out, I just think it was just a really weird, series of events for the Raiders. Like
you tore the whole thing down, but you left your best piece.
Yeah, like you would think, like, you would trade Davante Adams
and load up.
on picks for next year because you just completely wiped
Doesn't make
clean.
any sense.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're out.
You know what
Davante Adams
confused me?
is what, 30, 31?
Hold on.
I think he's
And
starting
then-
wrong.
Once out, you should have traded.
That's not even the best
You're
part.
gonna get rid of your coach, your GM. Why don't you get rid of the
And your
yeah,
quarterback.
picks?
No, that's not the best part. They
That's
hired
part of it.
Antonio Pierce as the interim head coach. Tell me this shit doesn't reek of Jeff Saturday. Tell me it
yeah.
doesn't. It reeks of it. If Jeff Saturday is not qualified, how is Antonio Pierce?
I mean, he was a former player.
So was Jeff Saturday.
Yeah, that's what the
And-
fuck?
and-
My bad.
And Jeff Saturday is a Hall of Fame player.
Yeah.
So what the fuck?
It's just an interim.
The
coach.
backlash
That's all
on
he
Jeff
is.
Saturday was crazy,
Yeah.
but now Antonio Pierce gets it, and it's like, all right, that's cool. Let's give him a shot.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Yeah, I they're just like your dad said, dude. It's the culture. That's
the
just
culture.
that
It's so
that
toxic.
organization is trash. I mean, look, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I have Davante Adams in fantasy, and I was watching Jacoby Myers get force fed the way that Adams should be force
Should be
fed.
force-fed.
Jacoby Myers is a nice player.
Yeah.
He's a good wide receiver, but he's a 3 or a 2. When you have Davante, like they're on what planet does Davante Adams have 4 targets in a game and Jacoby Myers have 11?
Yeah.
And it's like, is that now I'm saying, like, is it not the quarterback and it's the scheme?
It could be predicated on the way the defense is playing. If they're doubling Adams and you have a one-on-one matchup with a linebacker with Myers in the slot, I'm going to take that matchup 9 times out
I
of 10.
guess, but for me, like I'm throwing Adams the ball.
I'm just throwing with the X and O's.
Yeah.
Logically, you're gonna throw it to
Yeah.
Davante Adams, but
Yep.
the way the teams are playing them, Jacoby Myers is probably the best option to move the chain.
When he slammed his helmet on the ground, I'm like, oh no, that's enough.
He's frustrated.
But like
He wants
I
to
actually,
win, and he's not.
here's the thing. Part of me feels bad for him, but the other part of me is like, you signed with the Raiders.
I
bro.
don't feel bad.
You
bro.
wanted that
I don't feel
money.
bad.
This is what comes with it.
Nah, I don't feel bad.
You wanted that money, and sometimes that happens. Like who was the Brandon Cooks?
yeah,
Brandon Cooks. He
he got
signed,
2 years, $40 million,
He had
and then
no
he wanted to
issues.
trade from the Texans.
Yeah.
and it's like, bro, you
Like,
signed a 2-year deal because you saw 40 M's and we're like, oh, I'm with it. And then all of a sudden, when you win 2 games out of your next 40, you're like, this ain't working out.
I don't feel bad for anybody that's making $20 million a year. I just don't.
Nah.
Like I don't feel bad for people like that. You chose that team. That was your prerogative. You had every intention of going to the Raiders because you wanted to play with Derek Carr.
The
It didn't work out.
It
Cool.
didn't work out. He
That's-
wanted to go there. For
That's
Carr.
cool. It didn't work out.
Garoppolo's
but-
there.
But you got to play your
That's it.
pros and cons though.
And
Like, you know what I mean?
the other part of this is too is now I'll tell you what, the Raiders, they're going to be in the running for the first pick overall with the Bears and the Cardinals. I mean, the Cardinals only have 1 win, but if Kyler comes back in and plays, they could get another 2-3 wins. So now you're going to have the Raiders, the Bears, and the Cardinals jockeying for that first first pick.
First pick.
First pick.
Absolutely. So the Ravens are, I mean, the Raiders are going like they're going into the tank. It's
But they are tanking properly though.
yeah.
Like they're not quiet about it. They're letting you know, yo, we're rebuilding this whole
We
shit.
tore the whole shit
We
down.
tore a whole
They're not
down,
going to
bro.
Super Bowl. He knows they're not going to Super Bowl. He's frustrated. He didn't get the quarterback he wanted. He
Yeah.
wants out, and
I
he didn't
know.
get out.
I know.
Now they
Yeah.
lost their coach and a GM. So now I don't know what he's going to be.
So now let's switch to the other side of things. Let's talk about the good in the NFL because we're going to go over the top 5 teams
Let's go.
midway
go.
through the season.
Let's do it.
Who wants to start
All
this one off?
You can go, Godfavre.
I could go first.
Yeah. Guess,
It's your
guess
show.
first. It is
It's your show.
It's my
You are the special
Yeah.
guest.
Hey, that's fine. I would say the 5th team. This one's a little hard for me. I'm going to say Dolphins. Dolphins number 5.
All right.
All right. 4. I got the Lions.
The Lions.
I need some more fucking bass in your voice. Can you talk into the microphone?
Yeah, you sound like broads at the draft.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I need some energy. Where is the Godfavre energy? Bring
Oh,
that
don't worry,
shit.
I'm gonna
I got the
bring it.
fucking Dolphins at 5. I don't give a fuck who it is. I need some energy.
Yeah.
This is bullshit.
Then
So,
we calling you out.
5 Dolphins, 4 Lions, 3 the Chiefs, 2 the Ravens, and the 1. Who are we talking about, buddy? The Eagles. The best team in the NFL.
We're similar.
It's coming.
All right.
Pause.
So now you want to go or me?
I'll go.
All
I'll
right,
go.
go ahead.
So at number 5, I have the Chiefs. The Chiefs cannot win a Super Bowl. I don't care if Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce are there. They cannot win a Super Bowl with that group of wide receivers.
They did last
No.
year though.
No.
Who they had last year?
They had Juju.
Come on.
They
Juju
got
is
Kelsey,
better.
That's all they got.
Come on. Juju? That's the
Juju.
example we're going
Yo.
to get the fuck out of
Juju
here.
had a big second half in that Super Bowl, bro.
He was in that one game.
in the
one
biggest game.
Yeah, right.
Those wide receivers, you just saw it against Denver, brother. They can't play from behind.
Nah.
No.
They have a problem. Yeah. I can play from behind.
Yeah, me too. You could be, I could be down 28-3. I'm gonna come back for real.
So at number 4, I have the Lions. Lions are for real. They will be in the NFC Championship game against the Eagles. I promise that. They will be in Lincoln Financial Field. At number 3, I have the Bengals. No, it's a little controversial right now. They're 4-3. They're on a 3-game win streak. Every September, the Bengals start out the same way. Joe Burrow looked healthy as shit. I texted you when he made that play when he scrambled.
Well, I got the Bengals out looking in.
Yep.
Not quite top 5, but they're
My outside
That's
looking in.
that's a nasty list to put the
they're
Bengals
on
that
the-
high. But go ahead.
the Bengals.
That's nasty.
they're not in the 5 though.
Number
No.
2 is the Ravens. I said last week, I think Lamar Jackson's playing the best football for quarterback in the NFL. I think he's in the MVP race. And the Ravens are the scariest team in the AFC, I think, second to whatchamacallit. They're the scariest team in the AFC in front of the Bengals. And then at number 1, it's the Eagles. The Eagles are the best team in the NFL, not the NFC East.
Easy.
Jalen Hurts. Everybody says this about Jalen Hurts. Oh, he's not a pocket passer. The guy led the league in completion percentage from the pocket last year.
Wait, he's not a pocket passer when? This
Yeah.
year?
No,
This year he is.
This year, and that's what I was just getting to that.
That's why his numbers
He's
are
already
a little
thrown
off.
for 2,000 yards. Like
Yeah.
he's
He's
Jalen
known to
Hurts
run
is
the
showing
ball.
you.
He's known to run the ball.
Yes.
Now he's not. He has a messed up knee. He's got to throw the ball.
The Eagles in their last 6 games that they've been down by double digits.
Yeah.
They've won the game.
They won.
If that was Patrick Mahomes or the indestructible almighty, your
Forget
boy,
about it.
Josh Allen, that would be the biggest
Yep.
topic across every single sports network, except for P&I, because at P&I, I keep it real and I have to truth tell.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at with that.
All right. I'm going to give you a
And
truth
if you have
teller.
any questions,
Bring it.
No,
kiss my ass.
I'm going to be a truth teller right here. The best team in the NFL, like dead ass, it's really not like an accomplishment, I would say, because I think there's a lot of sloppy play going on in
We're
the
talking
NFL.
about right now.
I'm talking about right now. To be the best team in number 1 isn't really like, all that concrete.
No.
I would say. I think
Concrete.
it's a week to week league. But I'm gonna start my list off.
Go ahead.
I got the number 5. I got the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh,
I got the number 4. I got the Baltimore Ravens. Number 3, I got the Kansas City Chiefs. 2, I got the Miami Dolphins, and number 1, I got the Eagles.
wait. Cowpukes what?
The
5?
Cowpukes are
How
5
are they 5?
because their defense is excellent. Yes, I know. And every single win they had, it was been 20 points or more. And
They
4
lost
out of
to
the 5
fucking
wins.
Cardinals.
And 4, I know, but the Eagles lost to the Jets.
but Nick, that's not a sign of a good team.
But the Eagles lost to the Jets.
Who cares?
Who cares? Exactly. Who
Because-
cares?
But you haven't seen Dallas win games that the Eagles win, and that's the problem with Dallas, which
Bro.
makes them not a top
Dallas
5
lost
team.
to the
I
Niners,
get it.
got destroyed.
But they blown out 4 out of their 5 wins. They won by 20 points, 23
Who they
points or
play?
more. That's crazy.
Who they play?
They beat the Rams. The Rams are a good team.
They're-
When
they're
the
average.
Eagles beat the Rams, it was like, yo, that was a good win because the Rams are pretty solid. I thought they're better
Okay,
than I
when the
expected.
Eagles-
But then the Cowboys went, no. See,
Oh,
I'm an Eagles guy, but I'm not going to sit here and do some homer
They're not
shit.
top
That's when I don't rock with that. And what I'm telling you is, when the Cowboys beat the Rams, it was like, oh, well, it was the Rams. But when the Eagles beat the Rams, it was a quality win. It has to be both sides equally.
I didn't say that.
That's where I'm fair, bro.
I didn't say that. Last week was the best game the Cowboys have played as a whole
Cowboys
because
beat the Cardinals, they'd be in the top 5. They lost. They're 1-7.
They lost. That's a fluky
1-7.
game.
Wait.
The Jets are ass
the Jets were in
too.
a fluke
the Jets are
game?
4-3.
Bro,
The Jets were a fluke game.
the Jets are not
were a
good.
fluke
They
game.
cannot score points.
Who's
The
better?
They had to run
Jets
the
couldn't
ball.
score points. The Jets cannot score points.
All right, who's number 4?
They had to run the ball.
The number 4
Go
was the
ahead.
Baltimore Ravens.
That's insane talk.
And then
4?
at 3,
right next to that cow.
how is that insane
What?
talk? You're
What's
telling
going
me
on?
how is that insane talk? You're telling me the Ravens are better than the Dolphins and the Chiefs?
Absolutely.
In
The
January,
Ravens are
in
better than
January,
Chiefs.
In January.
The
in
Ravens are better than
January,
Chiefs.
in January, who do you trust more, Patrick Mahomes
Wait,
or
who-
Lamar
who did
Jackson?
the Chiefs lose to? The Broncos? They're fucking terrible.
The Chiefs?
Yeah.
Again, it's a week to week
fluke
league.
game.
It's a fluky game. And that's why I said to be the number 1 seed right now, the number 1 team in the NFL, it's not saying much. It's really
All right,
not.
who was
It's a lot
number-
of sloppy play going on in the NFL. That's fair.
Who'd you have 2 and 1?
2 and 1. I had number 1 is the Eagles, and number 2 I had the Dolphins.
The Dolphins have a combined
Dolphins are-
against opponents are 13 and 33
They're not
for the
good.
teams they built.
They're 2 right now. They're 2.
No,
Dolphins?
They have one. They have some
better
quality
Ravens?
wins.
no, they don't.
They're better than the Ravens.
They only played
not
two
better.
good teams, and they got the shit beat out of them in both. The Eagles and your honey boo,
Who's my honey boo?
Josh Allen.
The Ravens lost. Dog, the Ravens lost to the Colts. What are we talking about?
It was a fluke.
And the Steelers.
And they,
And
yeah,
the Steelers.
and they lost to the Steelers. We're ass too.
Okay,
They have
so-
4 wins.
Who,
The Steelers.
bro?
The Dolphins lost. to
They're
the
skating
Eagles.
by
Hold
by the skin of their
Ah,
teeth.
The Dolphins
Have
lost
you
to
watched
the
the
Eagles
Whoa,
and the
whoa, whoa.
Bills?
Have
Wait a
you
minute.
watched the
Two good
Steelers?
teams and they
Did
lost.
you
How they
watch?
number 2?
Have you watched the Steelers?
How they number 2?
Did you watch the Steelers?
Yeah, I watched the Steelers.
And you did, and you were impressed. You were like, "Oh, that's a damn good football team."
No, no,
Because
no,
when
no,
I
no,
watched
no.
them, I was like,
Whoa,
"Yo, they
whoa.
some shit."
Go back to the
Get
Dolphins.
the fuck out of
They're
here.
4
Nah,
and 3.
stop the
The
bullshit.
Dolphins are 2?
The Dolphins are number 2. I
They
didn't
lost
mince
to
my
two good
fucking
teams
words.
and they're number 2.
I didn't mince my words, and I'll say it
Who they
again.
beat?
Oh my
The
God.
Dolphins
Who
are
they
number
beat?
2.
Who they beat? Who they beat?
Nobody.
Exactly.
Who did they beat?
Here's
And they're number 2.
You know, it's actually crazy. I'm going to defend Dallas right here.
They beat the Chargers. They beat New England.
Chargers are some
They
shit.
beat the
New
Broncos
England,
by
some
50.
shit.
Broncos.
Broncos
All right.
some shit.
They got beat by the Bills. They got killed by the Bills.
Regular.
They beat the
Bills.
Giants.
Shit.
And
They
they demolished the Panthers and they lost
Shit.
to the
They stink.
Eagles and they beat the
You just
Patriots.
told me they lost to 2 good teams that beat everybody else. How they
Bro,
number 2?
Hold on.
They're
Hold on.
top 5.
Whoa.
I got them at 5.
No,
I got them at
no.
5.
We're not doing this here.
I got them at 5.
I'm prepared this episode, so
I got
we're
them
not
at
doing this.
5.
I'm ready to check everybody here.
Yo,
Let's get
not
back to
2.
No, listen to me. Last week, Powell's predicted the Patriots to beat the Dolphins, right? Now, the Dolphins dismantle the Patriots, and now the Patriots are a bad team. So you're telling me you picked a bad team to beat the Dolphins? That's insane. That's insane. So now they were hold on. The Patriots last week were a competent team to upset the Dolphins, but now the Dolphins dismantle the Patriots. Now the Patriots ain't some shit.
Just
That's
because-
crazy to
Nick,
me.
The
just
only
because-
team better
That's
than the Dolphins.
inconsistent.
No, it isn't.
That's
No, it
inconsistent,
isn't.
and I've always been
No,
consistent.
it isn't. No, it
Yes,
isn't.
it is.
Nick, you could have
That's crazy, bro.
You can have letdown games, and there are situations that go into it. Offensive
Yeah.
lines banged up, and shit like that.
So what would you call the Cowboys and the Cardinals game? That's a letdown game, bro. The Cowboys are better than the Cardinals.
Listen here. How many losses do the Cowboys have? And who did the 2 losses?
got 2
to?
losses.
Who were they to?
They lost to the Cardinals and they lost to
The
what's his name?
49ers.
The 49ers.
And the
They got
49ers.
blown out.
But
They
here's
got
the problem.
spanked. That's true. They got
Bang.
spanked.
And we're
That's another
gonna
letdown
get
game.
into this when they play the Eagles. But I'm just saying, the Cowboys. Hold on, I'm not even gonna say that here because we're gonna talk about when we get
Mhm.
there. But the Cowboys have the most on the line again when they play the Eagles.
Sure
And
they
that's
do.
why we were saying that. But my point is that the Cowboys have not played a competent offense outside of the Rams and the 49ers. They are 1-1.
Okay.
They are 1-1.
You play who's on the schedule. What do you want them to do?
I understand that. But there are context around things. The Dolphins are not the second best team in the league right now.
There's no way, Nick.
That's what I think.
They have
It's
a.
okay you think that way.
What the fuck?
I know.
I'm
I'm just
disagreeing, and I'm telling you why.
And I mean, for you to say that the
They played
Dolphins
2
are better than the
Teams
Ravens,
that are good, and they lost. How they number?
I got
2?
here. I'm going to use your analysis here.
I just believe
When it
that.
comes to January, do you trust Tua or Patrick?
What, come to
Patrick.
the playoff?
Thank
time?
you.
Come to the playoff time?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But,
Well, I know he
Whoa,
was
whoa,
just
whoa.
saying that about the Ravens.
Time out. But the reason why I had the Dolphins so high is because their offense is so damn explosive, and
It
they
is.
just got Jalen Ramsey back. Their
Yeah.
defense is going to get
But
better.
when they play 2
I
good
think they
teams,
have a
got
good.
they
I
got
think
beat.
they have a good coach. I think they respect their coach. I think they play for their coach.
Sure they do.
I think they have a good system
They
going on
do.
in Miami. I think they're the second best team in the NFL right now. Right now.
All right.
Right now.
You can believe that.
So
Yeah, it's
yeah, you
wrong.
could talk
It's
about
wrong, but you
you
can
could talk
believe
about letdown games. You could talk about the
Sure.
loss. Hold on. You could talk about the losses about the Dolphins. The Dolphins had bad losses, right? But the Ravens didn't have
The
bad
2 good
losses. That's
teams.
fucking
No,
insane.
that's
That's
my
fucking
point,
insane.
Nick.
The Raven, bro.
That's insane.
But both of the
It's insane.
losses you're talking about with the Ravens are to competent teams,
Bro, they scored 10 points against the Steelers.
and they just blew out the Lions, who are the second best
Yeah.
team in the NFC.
A letdown game for the Lions. You know it, and I know.
No.
You think the Lions are that bad? You think
Bro.
the Lions you think the Lions are, and you think the Lions and the Ravens are a difference of 32 points? You're crazy.
No.
You're
No,
crazy.
but
They're in
Lamar
line.
Jackson
I
is
have
16 and-
Ravens at. I have the Ravens at 2, Lions at 4.
Lamar Jackson is 16-1 against the NFC.
I think the Ravens at 4 is respectful. I don't know why it's so disrespectful.
Wild disrespectful.
Why?
Because the Chiefs are not better than the Ravens right now.
If you
I think they are.
If you flip the Ravens and the Dolphins, I'd respect your list.
I think the Chiefs defense.
I don't like your list with 5, man.
Yo,
That's-
Yo,
Why? Who's at my? I had the Chiefs at 5.
I know.
I had the Cowboys at 5.
Yeah, you.
That's fine. I don't
Honestly,
care.
I was between.
I'm just real.
I was
I'm
between.
real.
Get
I'm
that
not a
team
homer.
out of there.
I'm not no homer shit. I tell you the fucking truth.
I was
You can
between.
tell me.
I was between the Cowboys and the Chiefs for 5. The problem was is that I trust the quarterback and the coach more than I trust
Yeah.
the Cowboys coach and quarterback. But that's just where I'm with.
We're
To
just
have-
going to agree to disagree. That's all.
Yeah, but
That's
to
all.
put the Ravens, to say the Dolphins and the Chiefs are better than the Ravens.
I think they are. I think they are. I think if the
that's not
Dolphins, I think if the Dolphins played the Ravens, I think the Dolphins would beat them.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Why?
Because
what
that
can
I would
defense
love to
would
see
make
that in the playoffs.
Tua's life hell.
I'll tell you what. Baltimore matches up great with the Dolphins because
Thank
they
you.
have an excellent pass defense.
They can
So
get to them.
they are top. They are top of the league in pass defense. So I'll give you that. They do match them up. But
And see, that's what I'm saying, bro. Don't get upset. I'm trying to teach you.
you got to understand the system
It's a
that.
teaching
I
moment.
think they have the best defense.
But you got to
in the
understand.
AFC.
No. Listen, but the Dolphins' offenses are is different than what the Ravens are going to see all year.
I know.
So, like, to me, it's like, all right, yeah, they're top of the league at at pass defense, but is it sustainable against a dynamic offense like Miami? Tyreek Hill, you could cover him all game.
He's hard.
He's
There's
going
no
to find a fucking crease in your defense. And he's going to catch it for 50 yards. He's going to run for another 40.
And Waddle.
And he's going to get a 90-yard
Dolphins-
touchdown.
Good.
the Dolphins are hard to judge because it's like they have no quality wins and they got the shit beat out of them on the 2 good teams they played. But there are times where you watch them and there's just nothing you can do. Like with Tyreek Hill, Tua is literally taking a 3-step drop and throwing it up, and he's just running under it and scoring.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: if you're in the playoffs, you don't want to play Miami. I will say that. When I'm looking at their schedule, I'm just like, you got to prove something against good teams.
Like,
Yeah.
I would rather, let's be real here. I would
Oh,
rather
boys are-
play. I would rather play the Ravens in the playoffs over the Miami Dolphins. And here's-
Absolutely not.
Absolutely, I would. And here's why. Who on the Ravens offensively scares you outside of Lamar Jackson
Mark Andrews.
and Mark Andrews?
Andrews.
All right.
Well, now, all right. So who
I'll tell
scares
you
you?
that.
Who scares you besides Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill?
That's a lot of firepower if you
So
ask
is
me.
Lamar Jackson and Mark
And they got
Andrews.
Raheem Mostert. They're gonna have Devin Chain coming back. They got a running game in Miami.
They do.
They can run the fucking
do.
football.
Defense.
And Tua is super
Defense
slept
wins
on.
Championship.
Tua is a good quarterback in his league. He
All
has
right.
proven
Well, here we
himself.
go. Let's do this
So
now.
it's like-
I want to hear this. Let's go into our midseason prediction, our midseason playoff and Super Bowl predictions. Start it off, Nick, since you got that energy going.
All
Yeah,
right,
bring it.
I'm gonna go with the NFC Championship here and the AFC Championship game.
Oh, okay.
So
I
that's
thought-
how I'm breaking.
Did
it
you
down.
lift them? Did you list out your seating like one?
I did it. No.
All right, no problem.
So I just did the NFC Championship
Okay.
game and AFC Championship game. This is my prediction. I'm sticking with my NFC prediction. Cowboys at Philly for the NFC Championship
I
game.
love
That is
game.
fucking happening this year. Book it. It's
Bring
due.
the fucking heat.
The moment is so due.
It is, bro.
It's this year.
due. It's got to happen.
It's gonna happen this year. So I
thought it was
got
gonna
that.
happen last year. It's going to happen this year.
I got that right. AFC Championship game. I got the Ravens at Kansas City.
I
It's
can see
the
that.
Kansas City Invitational
Well,
year in and year out.
Where the Dolphins at?
I was just about to say that.
Well,
where
I have the
Dolphins
Dolphins losing in the
They're the
playoffs.
best. They're second best team in the NFC.
Hold on, hold on.
Right now,
Nick, hold on. My phone's ringing.
did we make this?
But-
Whoa! No,
Hello?
you guys are wild.
Phil.
We made this list for
This
this
is
week.
mid-season prediction.
Hello?
Mid-season,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's the same thing.
Oh, Nick, it's Mr. Inconsistent calling. He want to talk to you.
I had the Ravens. I don't think they're going to play the Miami Dolphins in the playoffs. The Ravens.
Let's talk.
I think they're
No.
going to play the Bengals. I think they're going to beat the Bengals.
All right.
Well, I'm sorry, they're going to beat the Browns. I had the Browns in there. Still,
All right, so I'll do this.
I
fuck with the
These
Browns.
So-
are mid-season predictions, right?
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
the end.
No.
So NFL top 5 teams are now, right?
Yeah.
So how are the Ravens and the Chiefs in the championship?
Because I think the Ravens defense is sustainable.
Absolutely. It's gonna be Dolphins.
I think Miami's offense
That's what I was saying.
could falter at some point. Like right now, Miami is a tough matchup because you don't know what they're going to do. But when you get to the playoffs, you got a whole season full of game film that teams can figure you out. And I think the Ravens' identity with running the football and playing good defense is
Fair.
going to go a long way.
Okay.
And I do trust that formula to be successful in the playoffs.
Welcome back.
So,
man.
so I do believe in that motto. Well, I've always believed that. But right now, Miami to me is scary as hell because nobody wants to play against Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and Tua and Mostert and them. Like
All right.
they could put up 50 points on you.
All right.
Like if you sleep at the wheel,
Yeah.
they will drop 40 on your head. They will. They will. We've seen it from time and time again. I mean, like, come on. Like this offense is explosive. So right now, I think Miami is right now the scariest team in the AFC.
So for me, the NFC title game, I'm staying with my preseason picks. The Eagles will face the Lions at Lincoln Financial Field. I feel even better about that pick now. I think the Lions are the second best team in the NFC. I think they have a good defense. I think their offense is good. And they just got Donovan Peoples-Jones, who I think is a really nice player, and he's going to fit in well there. I'm a big fan of Donovan Peoples-Jones. I was a few years ago with Cleveland. And then for the AFC, I have my Bengals over the Ravens. And I don't remember. Do you remember who I picked before the season?
Bengals over Ravens?
Yeah, I want to say it was Bengals over Chiefs or Chiefs over Bengals. But either way, Bengals are going back to the AFC chip. That's for show because Joe Burrow is just so amazing. Crazy. And then I have Lamar Jackson getting to the AFC championship game for his first time, but he can't overcome Joey B.
I love this dude. Yo, he's crazy.
Oh, no, I'm a thou.
So wait.
All right.
So wait, hold on.
So hold. Go ahead.
Guys, you give your list. I'm gonna.
Go ahead, try and poke because I would love to body bag your shit.
Oh yeah, I will poke at you because you have the Lions so high on this list, but they got blown out by 38-6 to an actual formidable opponent.
Yeah.
But when the Cowboys got blown out, it was a knock on their belt.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is up with that?
Go ahead, Papa.
So tell me how that makes sense. I will poke holes in every single argument you made about that.
No, but you don't provide context.
I did, bro. You just said the Cowboys lost to formidable opponents, and they had one bad game, right? Yep. The fucking Lions got blown out 38-6, and we wipe it under the fucking table.
No, we don't. Yes, we do. Because the Lions have a quality win, dude.
Yep. So did the Cowboys.
Who?
The Rams.
The fucking Rams, who are under 500.
So wait a minute. When the Eagles beat the Rams, it was a quality win.
No, who said that? Who said that? We can run their take.
You said it was a good win, Mike. Did you not say that was a good win?
It was a good win, but not against a good team. It was good because how they won.
You said the Rams were damn impressive to start the season. We were talking about Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp being a top duo, and now all of a sudden the Rams ain't shit. Like, that's the shit that I'm talking about. So what are you talking about poking holes?
Let's go. Bring it.
Yeah.
Bring the heat. I love it. Love the energy in this room.
Yeah, it's true.
Man. Let's go.
And, wait, the Lions beat the Chiefs. All right, that's a great win.
Yeah.
They lost to Seattle. They beat the Falcons. They beat the Packers. They beat the Panthers. They beat the Bucks. And they beat the Raiders. Oh, my God, the Lions are so scary. What are we talking about? It's inconsistent.
But, bro, the Lions got the shit beat out of them by a quality team. The Cowboys got the shit beat out of them.
By a quality team?
No, by the worst team.
Who?
The Cardinals.
They got the shit beat out of them?
Yes.
What was the score of that game?
That's a fluke game, though. You have to go by a
What was the score of that game?
Let's go look at it.
Let's go. Let's please. Because they didn't lose by that.
28-16. And they were a fucking 14-point favorite.
Yeah, so what?
What?
It was a fluky game.
Yo, I can't stand. I cannot stand Nick Romo. I'm not a fan of Nick Romo.
Hold on. You are playing this game with the Cardinals. It's a fluky game. I get it. It's a fluky game. The Cardinals game was a fluky. You think Dallas is not better than the Cardinals?
No, they are.
Let's go.
Then what are we talking about? Then what would you consider that loss? A fluke?
Bro.
Is it a fluke? Was it a fluke?
No, it was.
What?
Because how? Because it's typical Cowboys.
It's a fluky game.
Yeah, first of all, the first 2 wins of the season that they had, their defense scored 3/4 of their points.
Damn right. That's a good team.
No, that's a problem.
Why?
Because your offense needs to score. Tony Pollard has gotten worse every fucking week. Dak Prescott has been up and down, which is the problem with the Cowboys. You don't know what you're getting.
The last 2 weeks, three games this year, Dak Prescott has completed 80% of his passes.
Okay.
That's a fucking good stat.
Oh my God, bro.
Dak has played excellent the last 2 weeks.
He has.
I could go back the last possibly 3 weeks, but the last 2 weeks he's been phenomenal.
You can't go back to 3 weeks. Because 3 weeks would go to the 49ers. The Chargers aren't good, and the Rams aren't good.
He's had great back-to-back games.
But Nick,
coming off a bye, they recharged.
Can I explain to you this? Please. You said he's at an 80% completion percentage the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What was it the week against the 49ers? It was fucking garbage.
Sure.
Do you know why he had an 80% completion percentage the last 2 games? Because he played the Chargers and the Rams, who have the 2 of the worst 5 defenses in the league. He better do that. He better do that. I'm bodying you. Chill out.
No,
but I'm saying
he did do that. He did do that because that's what he's capable of.
Yes,
he's
against trash-ass defenses.
You're supposed to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's not impressive. If he comes out and does that against the 49ers, I'm like, okay, Dak is here. But he hasn't done that yet.
So how are you so impressed with the Lions, who just got blown the fuck out 38-6 by a good opponent?
Because they're the best team in the AFC. They're the best team in the AFC. They were traveling there, and they beaten the Chiefs in Arrowhead on ring night.
at the time, the Niners were the best team in the NFL when the Cowboys got blown out, and that was true. That was true.
All right.
The Cowboys lost to the best team in the NFL when they played the Niners. Call a spade a spade. That was the last Niners win.
Yep.
So tell me your list now.
Woo!
And for the record, anybody saying it's bodying somebody during an argument, they already lost. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. They know it and I know it. You know. Fuck out of here. You know it, bro. You know it. Fuck out of here, man.
No, I tore you up.
Wait, get the fuck out of here. Roll the tape.
I
can't wait.
I was holding his
I
feet.
can't wait.
I was holding his
AFC.
feet.
The number one team I got is the Chiefs. Second, Ravens. Third, Dolphins. Fourth, the Jags. Wild card, Bengals, Bills, Browns.
The Jags? He shit on my list.
Hold on.
You got the Jags?
The Jags is a wild card. What's the fucking problem?
You had them at 4.
Yeah, the Jags are 6 and 2.
They're winning division. They're going to win the division.
Jags are actually kind of slept on. They're
That's my
6 and 2.
prediction. It's my prediction.
All right. That's cool.
The Jags are 6 and
Okay.
2.
All right, Dolphins
Oddly
number
enough.
2. All right. Now, here
Yeah.
we go. Eagles, number 1 on the
Okay.
NFC. Second, Lions. Third, Niners. Fourth, Saints. Fifth, we'll get to that fucking team.
No, say it. Who's the 5th?
Cow pukes.
The Cowboys are good. They're,
fucking
So,
pukes.
yo, you give them respect to have the top wild card seed.
They're wild
They
card
are.
respectful.
because I'm predicting something.
I actually
right?
had them in there.
Me too.
I
I
thought-
had them at 5.
I had them at 5 too. I thought we were
Yeah.
going through our list, but I had
Wild
the Cowboys
card.
at 5 because the Cowboys are a quality team.
wild card.
I never mind. We'll go.
6 Seahawks, 7th Falcons.
6 Seahawks, 7 Falcons. I respect that.
That's who I
Yeah.
have. That's exactly my
Is
list.
that what you got?
That's
The exact
exactly my
same
list. The exact same list. Eagles,
Wow.
Lions.
Great minds think alike.
I know. I felt bad we had to dig them out like that. I felt bad, man.
That's
it's all
crazy.
good. It's all good.
I
When,
had.
when you guys play this episode back,
Oh,
you're
no,
like, yo,
I'm sorry.
series was on some shit.
No,
yo. You guys
I'm
like
sorry.
you guys would look stupid.
I have
as
the
hell.
Lions.
That's okay.
This is
That's okay.
crazy. I have the Lions as the 1 seed.
That is crazy.
Go look
What?
because they're scheduled the rest of the
That is
way. I
crazy.
think they play 2 more hard games. I don't think the Lions. The Lions might actually win 13 or 14 games. I'm dead ass serious.
Lions are going to be home field advantage.
Go look at their schedule. Their schedule is easier than Dallas, and it's
Okay.
easier than the Eagles. The Eagles have a tough stretch coming
So
up.
you have the Eagles and Lions flip
Yeah.
from my list.
The-
Everything else is the same.
Yep. The Cowboys
Wow,
have a
that's
tough schedule coming up. I think the Lions are going to be the 1 seed, and I can prove it.
So wait. Based
you're
on your
looking at
logic,
their schedule, right?
but wait, hold on. Based
Wait,
on your
you're looking at their
logic, you
schedule,
said,
right, Mike?
but he said the NFC Championship game is going to be in Philly playing against the Lions.
Oh no,
Right?
so it would be the other way
What?
around.
Cowboys ain't on no fucking championship.
No, I know,
That's why they
I
go
know.
there.
But I didn't even think of that. You're right. I made a mistake there. But listen to this. They play the Chargers this week, the Bears, the Packers, the Saints, the Bears, the Broncos, the Vikings, the Cowboys, and the Vikings. They have one more game against the Cowboys. Other than that, they're probably going to win every one of these games. Their schedule is
We'll see.
easy. Their schedule is easy. I'm
We'll
telling
see.
you, I really think it might go through Ford Field.
We'll say.
That'd be crazy.
I'm telling you, bro. We might be going to what's it
I'm
called?
not mad about it though, because I like Dan Campbell.
So
Yeah.
who's beating the Eagles then?
What do you mean?
You're
Oh.
saying the Lions are going to go to championship, right?
So
So-
who? Yeah.
who's
What
beating
are
the
the Eagles' losses from here
I
on
didn't
out?
hear this one.
Yeah.
I think. So,
I fucking hear this fucking one.
well, the Eagles are losing Monday night against the Chiefs after the bye. I think we'll beat Buffalo. They're too one-dimensional. And then we'll lose 1 to Dallas. And then we'll beat the 49ers. They can't fuck with us.
They can't fuck with
And then
any-
that's really it. We
they
got
can't fuck with the
we
Eagles.
got the Redskins out of the way, and they always give us fits for whatever reason.
Mhm.
Yeah, we beat them twice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're out of the way.
They're
The
our
Giants
toughest
are trash.
opponent. Next
So I
is
think we lose to the
Cowboys.
Chiefs, Dallas, and one more. Just I don't know who in there, but that's what I'm saying. I think the Lions are going to be fighting for that 1 seed. Their schedule remaining is easy as shit.
Okay.
So that was the only thing that I had switched with that. All right, who was your Super Bowl?
My Super Bowl was the Eagles versus the Chiefs. I got that. I got a running back. I think the Chiefs, like we can count them out right now because they just lost to Denver. But I'm not betting against Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes combination. Like that is a scary, along with Travis Kelce, by the way. That's a scary combination. Also, the Chiefs defense is probably one of the most slept on units in all of football.
Okay.
They're really good.
They're slept on.
Who you
Heavy.
got for the Super Bowl?
I would say Eagles and Chiefs until proven otherwise.
I got Eagles, Bengals.
I could see that.
I got Eagles, Bengals.
That's my second.
And the problem is, if that happens, we're going to lose our second Super Bowl in a row.
You know what's crazy is that you guys love the Bengals, and I am still
I don't
off
love
them.
the Bengals.
Yeah, well, yeah, you do.
I don't, they had a bad start.
That was your second team to go to Super Bowl. You love the Bengals.
Yeah, but I mean, I love the team. I'm just predicting.
I'm not saying that you love them, like
They're hot.
you love them.
They're
You're gonna buy
hot
their
right now.
apparel and then rock their
No,
jerseys.
they're
I'm
hot.
saying that you like them.
Yo,
Could go
after
to
this-
Buffalo, yeah.
I'm saying
after
that
this, I want you to
Bengals
go
are
look at that Lions schedule and actually look at it. And I'm telling you, the Lions schedule is so easy. Remember last year when I said I thought the Eagles were going to be the 1 seed because of the schedule?
Yeah.
I didn't think they were the best team, but it was the schedule allowed them.
They
when
wound
you
up
look
being
at
the
the
best team.
Lions schedule, yeah, they did. But when you look at the Lions schedule, I don't think they lose 2 more games. I'm dead serious.
I'll say
But
this
I
though.
think that when they play a good team in the playoffs,
That might be different, but here's why I'm not too worried about that. Jared Goff has been to a fucking Super Bowl.
He's awesome.
Jared Goff has been to a Super Bowl. He's been there. He didn't win it, but he was there.
I'll say it's about the Lions schedule though, because I'm looking at it right here. They got
Yeah, and Tom got this dude in fantasy. Sam Laporte is a monster.
They got the Lions have 5 divisional games left. I know their division is some shit, but division games are still tough. They can some weird shit always does
But
happen.
all 3 quarterbacks look terrible.
No, I agree with
so
you.
like
on that.
it's like there's a distinct mismatch in those games. And
Yeah.
like if they lose to the Chargers in 2 weeks, I think so if they lose to the Chargers, they win they win out the rest of the season with the exception of 1 more game. If they beat the Chargers, I only see 1 more potential loss
Who's
on their
that?
schedule. The Cowboys at the end of the year.
Why?
Because the Cowboys are a good team.
There you go.
The problem is you don't know what you're getting on a week-to-week
That's what, yeah,
basis.
that right.
And that
We'll
is the
get to
problem.
that point.
Yeah, we will. And but let's do scoop or poop real fast because I
Let's
want to
do
go
it.
into talking about it.
Wrap it.
Demario Douglas, scoop or poop.
He's a scoop for me. He has 6 targets in the last 2 games or more, and Kendrick Bourne is out for the season. He had 55 targets all of the year. That's 7 targets, pretty much a game. To me, that distribution has to go somewhere else. Demario Douglas has been performing. The
Yeah.
Patriots don't have wide receivers, so like I'm a scoop.
Yeah, I would say scoop. I would say only if you're in a 14-player league. But I would say scoop for him.
I'm poop. I already have somebody on that offense, and it is a fucking nightmare. It's a nightmare because Ramondre Stevenson should be a lot better than he is because he's a hell of a running back. Their offense has no creativity. It's boring as hell. They have no skill players. I just don't want anything to do with anybody on that team.
So he's a poop.
Yeah, Leonard Fournette.
Poop.
Too many mouths to feed in Buffalo. Buffalo's always been running back by committee.
Yeah.
So like I don't see that changing anytime soon. And if
Yeah.
he was better than Latavius Murray, he would have
Yep.
been signed already.
Yeah,
Super
I would
poop.
say he would only be needed if Murray or Cook would miss time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Or
I think Cook's
to have any
been
fantasy
pretty
value.
solid.
Cook has been.
So I would say poop.
The problem is they just get away from the run.
Yeah, poop.
Will Levis.
Poop. 1 game doesn't make me excited. I know he had 4 touchdowns, but like teams don't have film on him yet. And when they do, they're gonna absolutely like expose him.
I would say scoop if needed.
Look,
If needed.
Look,
you know
my
what I
thing
mean?
is this: if he couldn't beat out Ryan Tannehill to start the season, what makes me confident that he's going to lead the charge here?
and Malik Willis. And let's get something out the way.
But
If
that's
you're
crazy though, 4 touchdowns as a rookie. That's
if
freaking
he
crazy.
does something this week, I will believe in him. But anybody picking up Will Levis, you're gonna pick up a rookie starting his first game on primetime football against Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
You're asking for 5 points.
I'm
I
out.
mean, I appreciate it. If you picking up Will Levis, you in some shit.
Yeah, you're in deep trouble if Will Levis is your quarterback.
I say
yo.
scoop if
Oh
needed.
my
man.
I'm
God.
sorry, Mark. I'm
Sure,
sorry to
that's
say
what-
that.
bro.
But bro, like if you have Will Levis as your starting quarterback, man, yo,
Like, yo, you're better than that.
that's
You're
some
better
shit.
than this. You're better than
Mark
this.
Levis.
Mark
Mark
Levis,
Levis,
is
that's his name.
crazy. Rashid Shaheed.
Scoop.
Yeah,
Scoop. This kid is fucking heat, yo.
Oh,
like,
man.
look.
He's explosive
Look,
and fast.
he's not-
Pause.
Yeah, yo, for real. Yo, he's not gonna get you a boatload of targets, but he has that big playability. It kind of screams like
Young Tariq Hill.
boom or bust. Kind of, he's a boom or bust option. But like his boom can get you 20 plus. Like that's his ceiling.
Yeah.
I'm a scoop, man.
Yeah, I'm Scoop. I have him in my my brother's league. I haven't started him yet because I have a really good team. I know that's hard to believe, but he's good, bro.
He is.
Also, I want to make another point. The season's not over yet. So Michael Thomas is you don't know if he's going to play the whole season either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, if Michael Thomas goes down, Rashid Shaheed, he's going to be in wide receiver 3 territory.
he'll be all right. Yeah,
He will.
I agree.
Jahan Dotson.
Big time scoop. 8 or more targets in the last 2 weeks. I mean, I think Washington's game script moving forward is always going to be reliant on the pass. Yeah. So I see a lot of opportunities coming Jahan Dotson's way.
Last week,
awesome. He had 24 fantasy points last week, so he was excellent.
Yeah, I'm a scoop. I loved him before the year. I was bidding on him during the draft, and I missed him because I miscalculated my money.
Yep.
I was pissed. He started out really slow. Curtis Samuel was doing his thing again. But I'm scoop all the way, man. He's really, really talented. And not for nothing, Sam Howell, he's playing well.
I fuck with Sam Howell, yo. I told you about him. I was like, yo, remember that Washington quarterback?
He did.
Preseason, I was like, yo, this kid could play. He's a really good player.
Yeah. I would like to see him with a big offensive mind, not this Ron Rivera shit.
Riverboat Ron?
Yeah. His boat got a hole in it. His boat got a hole in it. It's about to sink. Titanic Ron.
Oh,
all right, let's go in the
man.
Week 8 recap. The Eagles speaking of Riverboat Ron, Eagles sink the Commanders 38-31. Hurts throws for 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. The most meaningful part of that stat is the 0 interceptions because he's been having hella turnovers this year. What did that win tell you about the Eagles?
They have to start off faster. The way they started, weren't running the ball. Like, how many yards did they get in that first half? Nothing. They start running the ball, controlling the clock, balancing, throwing the ball for touchdowns, running the ball. All of a sudden, they were up by 14. They were down by, 11 at one point?
I hit it at 11.
With 2 turnovers in the red zone, by the way.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, they could have got 50 points, but they didn't. But, again, that's part of the game. But they should have ran the ball. They didn't run the ball against the Jets. Same thing. That's why they lost the game. They did it through the whole game. This one, they did it the first half. We're down. Start running the ball. Won the game.
Bro, he is suspect.
I was suspecting that
the offensive coordinator.
I was I thought that game was going like the Jets game.
Really suspect.
Were you thinking about that? I was thinking
hell yeah, because here's the thing. It would have made Sunday's game so much more like not must win, but when you're jockeying like that for positioning for 1 seeds and fucking home field advantage and to win your division, that would have been a terrible loss to the Commanders, who aren't really like the Commanders aren't going anywhere.
No,
they're spoiler already.
They're just annoying.
So the thing is that they always play the Eagles tough. That was a carbon copy of the first time we played.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, but when the Eagles win games like that, I like to see that because I'm like, okay, I know we can win through grit and through playing hard and things like that. And when things aren't going our way, we can still turn it around.
Right.
Like those are quality wins that you get early in the season before you start humming in December, late November, early December, and you get rocking into the playoffs. Yeah. So that was when I'm like, okay, the Eagles are still there. It's just the offensive coordinator, man, he's just doing shit sometimes. I'm scratching my head and I'm like, bro, is this Juan Castillo?
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Seriously, like remember when Juan Castillo would run plays and you're just looking at me, like, what are you doing?
Juan Castillo is fucking crazy, dog. Like, that's
you
insane.
Pull that out of archive.
Yeah, that is crazy.
It's nerve-wracking.
He dug deep in the crates for that name, dog. That's crazy.
It is that. You're sitting there running a wide 9. It's like, yo, it doesn't work.
Pages.
Yo, that is crazy.
Yeah, bro. Man. It's just I don't know, man. I do get worried, and then it's just like, Jalen Hurts just.
I was worried about that
impressive.
push when they did the tush push and they fumbled the ball.
Yeah,
what the fuck's going on?
The Eagles. I'll tell you this though.
They did it again and faked it.
That was perfect.
Something's off with Hurts though with his knee.
Here's the thing: the Eagles need this bye week. They need the bye week so bad.
Yeah,
the bye week couldn't come at a perfect time for them.
Yeah.
This bye week reminds me of Tom Brady's Bucs when they won the Super Bowl, where that bye week came at the perfect time of the season. They got away for the week. They came back and took off. And that's what I could see happening with the Eagles.
Yeah, because their schedule is really tough coming up.
Oh, yeah. You got the Chiefs, the Bills, the Niners, and the Cowboys again. And then, like I said, you got to lay up with the Giants and the Cardinals. But
you really think, I'm just taking a step back. You really think that schedule's tough?
I think it's
the
hard.
Eagles. Yeah, I think it's hard, but it ain't what we thought beginning of the year. We thought that schedule was almost impossible.
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
You got Chiefs, 49ers. They were both in the championship.
I got news for you.
Still do.
If you
they were opponents back to back.
You still do though. They got the Cowboys, the Chiefs, the Bills, the Niners, the Cowboys, the Seahawks, the Giants, the Cardinals, and the Giants.
That was the other game.
That's like game.
The Eagles' next 6 games are absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah, but luckily the Eagles are 7-1 and they got the wins playing like shit. That was the key. And here's my thing. If you look at it and you're saying, if you're looking at all those teams right now, if you get the Cowboys on a good week, they're our hardest game. Because I think right now,
it's always hard.
I think
it's a divisional game.
Here's the reason. The reason I think the Eagles are going to lose to the Chiefs is because it's Andy Reid coming off a bye. But right now, Dallas will be a tougher matchup because of the defense. Like our offense will be able to shred that Chiefs defense. I really do believe that. But I mean, what's his face on the Cowboys? Bland. He's been playing awesome.
He's awesome. Yeah.
Really good. So it's like, it's tough. And they have a good pass rush. So it's just like, you don't know. Like I said, with the Chiefs right now, I'm just I'm teetering. I'm still giving the respect to Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. It's just like, I look at them and I'm like, you know what I mean? They could kind of be had at the moment because they don't have, if you can get 10, 14 on them. It's hard. It's going to be hard for them to come back against a team that has quality corners because Patrick Mahomes can't throw all over you right now with that fucking group of wide receivers.
Eagles have to run the ball in the beginning of the game, not wait till the second half when you're down. The second they start doing that, they have to throw the ball. They come one-dimensional.
There's one
But you have to run the ball. If you're down and you're running the ball, what happens to the clock? It tick-tocks down, right?
There's one weakness.
You got to do it from the beginning of the game when it's 0-0.
Right. But there's one weakness on the Eagles team that is very, very glaring that nobody talks about. Their secondary.
Their secondary can be more than
absolutely torturable. Well, let me run some numbers for you. This is the Eagles team in general. Eagles are number 7 in passing offense, and they're number 7 in rushing yards per game offensively. Right. Now, let's go to the defensive side. They're number 1 against the run, right, in the NFL. But they're 26th against the pass. Now, that is a recipe for disaster because it's a passing league.
They keep changing that secondary. They're one of the only teams out of all 8 games, their secondary is different every game.
Right. And that's going to be a problem.
Because they're trying to figure it out. They have a lot of new players. They lost players.
The problem for me,
that out.
Bradbury and Slay, they're kind of getting eaten up.
But what scares me is that the Eagles pass rush usually should negate the secondary. It should kind of like smoke screen it to a degree, right? So I'm very worried about that. That whole, because that's what the Eagles did last year. The Eagles got after the quarterback. They got sacks. They got turnovers. They were excellent. They buckled you down. They shut down Justin Jefferson. Remember that?
Yep.
They shut down some good players last year. Now this year, it seems like there's a lot of holes in that secondary. Now that's a big concern for me.
That's a big
moving forward. That is what they got to shore up.
But the Eagles make up with they scored points, so that kind of like the scores get.
They can go back and forth.
Yeah,
that's what helps the Eagles.
I know.
But if they're playing like that, come end of December, end of December, they ain't going nowhere.
Well, the good thing is about that is that it's cold in January, so it's harder to throw in those conditions. But that's if the Eagles have home field. That's why home field is so important because, like you said, if the Lions do get the number 1 seed, the Eagles got to play the Lions in the Dome, and we saw that happen last year, week 1. The Lions gave the Eagles the best fucking game they had all season.
They changed the Lions season, and I don't want to go to the Motor City.
I agree with you.
Me either, right? And the Lions, what they do well is they pass efficiently. So that would be the team that I would be worried about playing on the road in the playoffs.
Yes.
The Eagles have to do everything they can in their power to make sure the NFC Championship game runs home. Because when the weather conditions,
Mike just talked about bye week. And then you play at home against the worst team, the chances of going.
But that's not
any team.
But that's not what I'm actually like. Yeah, of course, that's always an upper hand.
You have to do.
But listen, but when your defense is giving up a clip of 300+ yards passing per game, now
that's not good.
Now, when you play in Philly, it's going to be cold. It could be some bad weather. So that would favor the Eagles. So that's where home field is very important for the Eagles this season, more than it was last year, I think.
Yeah. Let's talk about another team who home field is even more important for, the Cowboys. If they were to get the 1 seed.
But they ain't getting the 1 seed.
Cowboys beat the Rams 43-20. Dak plays his best game of the year, 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 bullshit interception that doesn't even matter. They finally had treated CD like a 1. He had a breakout game. I think he had 12 catches for
back-to-back games. Fairness, he had 2 great games, Joe.
158 yards.
Yep,
and 2 touchdowns.
Finally, that's what he should be doing.
Well, it wasn't finally. He actually did it in last week against Chargers, right before the bye. He had a great game.
Is he playing the slot?
No, he's been playing on the outside.
CD Lamb.
I mean, I think I don't really pay attention to, too much.
My
of that.
worry is if he plays a slot, you know who's guarding him, right? It ain't good.
Bradbury.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
You got to double team him, man.
The biggest issue,
We'll get into that.
Here's the problem, though, and this is like I was gonna say, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you trust the Cowboys? The Cowboys, for me, like I don't understand. When Tony Pollard's having a good game, it's like CD Lamb isn't having a good game. When CD Lamb's having a good game, Tony Pollard's not having a good game.
Yeah.
They just can't, that offense just isn't clicking both at the same time. And we were talking about this before. And I was saying, because their red zone efficiency has been horrid. It's been nothing but field goals, essentially, except for this week, but they were all long touchdowns. Like that throw, when Dak threw that touchdown to Jake Ferguson, I was like, oh, this is going to be a bloodbath. I knew in that moment because it was over 3 defenders. It was a great catch. It was a perfect throw. Yeah. And I'm like, all right, see ya.
He was on his game.
I knew it was on.
Yeah.
And that's what the Cowboys can do.
Yeah.
When they're on their game, it's just you don't know what you're getting for a week to week. So for me, like I trust them like a 5 because it's like if they come to play, they're tough to beat. But I don't know when they're going to come to play.
Yeah.
Like you saw just last year in the playoffs, they played the Buccaneers. Dak plays the best game he's played in his entire career. Yeah. And then he goes to San Fran next week, and it's like, do you even know how to play football?
Yep.
So that's where I'm at with that. What about you?
I'm at a 5 too. I don't know how to really measure this team yet. You know, I mean, I know they have some really impressive wins, blowing out teams. I mean, that's an impressive thing to do. To beat a team by 40 or more and 20 or more, that's fucking impressive, right? But again, like you guys said earlier, they didn't really play hard opponents. So there is no measure stick right now that I have for the Cowboys because when they played the Niners, they got blown out, but then they blow out other opponents.
Right.
So where do they sit? You know what I mean? It's like a seesaw battle with them. So I'm at a 5 here with them. But like I said, I think their potential is out of this world, though. Like I think
they're inconsistent.
Yeah, of course they're inconsistent. Like I said, I just feel like I think the overall talent on this team is going to show at some point. I just think that right now they're still trying to figure out Mike McCarthy's offense. You know, as opposed to Kellen Moore's last year. So they're still getting acclimated to that.
Right.
And you're starting to see other teams starting to pick up, you know, their offenses too, because they're starting to learn on the fly what their offense does, you know, and you buy into the system. So I think the Cowboys are there. They had 2 excellent games back to back in terms of offensively getting CD Lamb involved. CD Lamb against the Chargers had 7 catches for $117. This week he had 12 catches for $158. Like he's starting to pick it up a lot more. And then when you can get a Jake Ferguson, a red zone target like that can help out your offense, that's what you got to do. Yeah. But the only thing I'm really concerned about the Cowboys offensively is the running game. And I call this guy 2-yard Tony. This guy gets 2 yards. Yo,
2-yard Tonys.
Yo, let's talk about it. I have him in fantasy. This dude gets 2 yards every single carry. I get plus 0.2 every time he touches the ball. And I'm sick of it. Because like last year, he was fucking taking 60-yard runs to the house. And now this year, he's getting 2 yards a clip. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Do you think he's wearing down?
I don't think he's wearing down. I think the Cowboys blocking hasn't been there. Like, I think their offensive line has kind of been somewhat shaky.
Because I was wondering, like, you know, like the full workload.
I don't think it has anything to do with it. I don't.
But I'm just saying, like, there are games, like the first few games of the year, he was smacking, but their pass game was trash. Now their pass game gets on a little bit, and it's like Tony Pollard,
then a run game,
2-yard Tony. And I was saying that too, because like
it's kind of similar like the Eagles, like they were running the ball beginning of the year, then they kind of dropped off.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, AJ Brown, six games in a row at 120 something yards.
Like Jimmy just said this, and I actually mentioned this earlier when I was talking about there's no creativity. You're running shotgun right up the middle. And it's like, that's what I was saying with the Cowboys. And it's like, bro, Tony Pollard can play. You saw him last year up until he broke his leg, but he was doing awesome.
Yeah.
Like Tony Pollard shouldn't be getting 2-3 yards. It's just like you're looking at his productivity and it's like his usage is going down. And it's like, why? Yeah. He's your second best skill player. Because Michael Gallup and Brandon Cooks haven't been worth a shit.
Cooks actually had a good game, though.
Cooks looked all right.
He looked all right.
Cook looks all right. Which
when Pollard's not in there, who's in there with him? It's not
Rico Dowdle.
Who the fuck's that?
Oh, I fuck with him. He runs hard.
Rico Dowd does run hard, but Tony Pollard was supposed to be like the I don't want to say Zeke 2.0, but Tony Pollard was supposed to be a top back.
Yeah.
Like he was supposed to be like one of those backs that you're like, all right, he's premier. He's playing for a contract because he's on the franchise tag. It's just like I said, it's just vanilla ass offense. I don't know what to make of it because when he was getting featured the first few games of the season, he was on. He was scoring. He was their only way they were scoring touchdowns in the red zone.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I mean, it's weird. It's really weird.
But I was impressed by the Rams game. I mean, their defense played excellent. They got turnovers. Their offense played extremely well. Like this was like one of the more balanced games that Dallas has played, and that's what I thought this team that's where I think this team is capable of. I think they have a really good defense. I think they can get turnovers. They can get after the quarterback. That's a good recipe to win. Yeah. The problem is when you can't run the football, that's a problem. So that is another thing for the Dallas. That's their weakness. So every team has a weakness. Every good team has a chink in their armor. Kansas City doesn't have wide receivers. Eagles secondary. Dallas running the football. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of like. Right.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like the Dallas is more correctable right now than the Eagles' problem.
Sure.
The Eagles, because
trade deadline passed.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Like Tony Pollard, can play. Now Bradbury and Slay can play, but they're getting torched like they're first year players.
I want to ask you guys this though. Yep. Do you think the Eagles regret giving the money to Bradbury?
No, because he's still better than what we would have had in that position, especially with Maddox being out for the year. That's the problem.
I don't think so.
You lost Maddox.
But I don't think but what I'm saying is there a way that the Eagles in the offseason could have not signed him and got a young corner that could have actually been a little bit better for their system? A younger player, more hungry, you know what I mean? That's looking for that contract. That's when they really shine. The guys that want their money. Look, here's an example for you. Who was that guy? J.C. Jackson on New England. He goes to the Chargers, got record-breaking money as a corner, and he was some dog shit. Who? Got fucking benched, got cut, and then went back to the Patriots. So, I think hungry dogs run faster. Yeah. So I'm asking, like, since he got paid, do you think his performance has dipped down to the point? Yeah, I think the expectations of him
torched.
Yeah. So that's why I'm asking you, do you think the Eagles do kind of regret giving him the money?
I don't know.
I think it's a fair argument, man.
It is.
I mean, I don't know. It's tough to say. I'll tell you what. They're playing like that around Christmas. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. That's a fucking problem.
I agree.
That's a serious problem. Mm-hmm. Like I said, you can't win a Super Bowl like that. You can't win. You'll have trouble winning a playoff game because if you play the Lions or you play one of them teams that have 2-3 wide receivers that are legit, they're going to pass all over you. You're not going anywhere in that.
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere with that.
The Eagles are going to do really good this week when they have Byard in there. He's going to fucking bring it.
We'll see. He's
going to fill that fucking team.
What impact do you think he's going to have on the Eagles, though?
Very big impact.
Like what do you mean?
He's new. He has to know the guys.
But what do you as an Eagles fan, right? What are you expecting from Kevin Byard to bring in to this Eagles defense?
Leadership.
Okay.
Leadership. Absolutely.
Another voice, a new voice, somebody that's hungry.
Leadership in the secondary. I think he's the guy.
Okay.
That's why they got him.
I agree with that.
Because he was the one. They were saying that he was coaching up the young guys in Tennessee this year. That's what they were saying he was doing, like taking on the leadership role and trying to help him out and shit like that. Now he can just play free, which I hope. But it's funny. Him and Reed Blankenship played college ball together.
Yep.
Oh, so they got some.
So they have chemistry. They know each other. So you know what I mean. He knows AJ Brown. So
I like it.
Yep.
Switching subjects. Bengals beat the 49ers 31-17. Regular. Joe Burrow throws for 280, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Regular.
What's regular?
Regular. Joe Burrow picks it up after the first month of the season. That was his preseason. The Bengals are back. We're locked and loaded. The orange and black. We're coming. I don't know why I'm saying we, but he's coming.
He is.
Pause. Big pause. Do you think the Bengals are back where they belong in the AFC? Let's hear this cat. Put the camera on him.
All right,
here we go.
Bring it over here. The Bengals are not back. They played excellently.
Keep it going for a couple minutes. Come take a piss.
All right, got you. They played excellent complimentary football against the 49ers. My hat's off to them. But everybody's talking about Joe Burrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's talking about Joe Burrow.
Mm-hmm.
But what are they not talking about the Bengals? Their defense. Let's talk about it. Their defense has just given up under 17 points per game in the 3-game winning streak. That's a good recipe for success, right?
Aranomo.
The one thing that really concerns me about the Bengals is their running game. They are 29th in the league in running the football. I know you got Joe Burrow. I know you got the wide receivers, but when you fail to run the football at that low of a rate, I can't say you're back, bro. I just can't. I'm not there yet.
It's a valid point.
I'm not there yet. I think their defense is playing excellent.
Mixon played his best game of the year this week.
Yeah. Let's say
he needed that play. Here's the thing. Joe Mixon has been, I don't really know.
Non-existent.
I don't know if he hit the wall, but
it's true.
Non-existent. That's what you could say.
Yeah, that really is what to say. But it's like with the Bengals, man, I really believe in Joe Burrow like that.
I think he's great. Don't get it twisted. I think
So-
he's great. I don't think I don't think they're back.
But
just like,
here's the thing,
Better than Josh Allen.
and I think their defense took hell no. Oh yeah, hell yeah, my bad.
hell no is right.
My bad. Damn, you tripped me out.
I caught him.
He have it. Whatchamacallit? But like they lost Jesse Bates on the defensive side, which was a big loss from safety. So maybe Lou was figuring some shit out to get him rolling again.
They look good.
I just like, for me, man, like the Bengals, they looked like the Bengals. Joe Burrow, he looked normal again, running around, maneuvering from that porous offensive line. So I was happy about them. I just think the Bengals are a top team in the AFC. Every year they start out the same way. They start out slow, 0-2, 1-3, 2-4, and then all of a sudden, what do you know? They come in and just start smacking every team, and they end up in the AFC Championship game again. So, Brock Purdy and the Niners lose their third straight. What do you think about that? You think it's clock's about to strike midnight?
They lost 31-17 at San Fran right?
Let's
To the Bengals.
let's be
So
real.
Brock Purdy we were talking about MVP. I think he fell. Now he's like 9th in the running right now. Brock Purdy.
No, I never thought he was an MVP.
He lost 3 straight.
All
It
right.
happens.
So go ahead. Talk about it. Explain it. Because I'm going to go in right after
So
you.
Brock Purdy, I think he's not the problem with the 49ers. He's not. The problem is their defense. They haven't played well in the last 3 weeks. What they're not doing is
You potted.
I'm noticing
You potted right now.
what I'm noticing is the last 3 weeks, they haven't taken out the number one weapon on the other team. They'll let them do what they want. Look at the stats. You don't take out the number one weapon on the other team, you're losing. Brock Purdy's not the problem. Another thing about Brock Purdy is when he's down, he has a hard time taking that lead back. When he's up, he's a different quarterback.
I think that goes for a
So
lot of
it's like-
quarterbacks.
Yeah, but that's what I see as a pattern.
My issue with it is whenever the 49ers are playing well, it's because Kyle Shanahan is a genius. Whenever the 49ers look like shit, it's their quarterback play or the running back or something like that. And it's like, not for nothing, but Brock Purdy didn't play horrible against the Vikings. The Vikings just played a good game. Kirk Cousins shredded that defense. Like Kyle Shanahan's supposed to be that guy, and you just got picked apart by them. But not for nothing. When they played against Cleveland, Brock Purdy led them down there on that final drive. Jake Moody missed the fucking kick.
Yeah.
You know what I hate about this conversation is
Purdy
that the
sucks.
time coming to an end in San Francisco is absolutely laughable.
It makes no sense. He's lost 3 games. He
Let's-
won his
In a
first
row.
12.
Let me break it down for you, right? In 16 games, he's 12-4, including the postseason. Went to the NFC Championship game. The loss is on him because he got hurt. But
Eagles brought the heat.
yeah, but that counts as a loss on his
I
resume.
told you
So
it was
really,
gonna
like, all right, cool. Like, he did lose a game. They were going to lose anyway. But it's still, he didn't play the full game. But that counted as his first loss,
Right.
by the way. 12-4 as a starter, including the postseason. Now, if you go back to the NFL regular season, 16 games, if your team was 12-4, you got the 1 seed. You telling me he's that bad? You telling me he's that bad? I just think that, look, every young quarterback goes through rough patches, and we fail to forget that he was the last pick in the fucking draft. So to go 12-4, I understand the Niners roster, and it's absolutely loaded, but to be 12-4 as a starter in this league, you got to tip your cap, right? Because you're telling
That's
me
why I say he's not the problem.
because you're telling me if you're going by the logic, oh well, he has a good team around him.
He's not the problem.
Great. Why don't you put Colt McCoy behind quarterback? I guarantee you they don't win 12 games.
Yep, I agree.
I'll guarantee that. You could put Tyrod Taylor around there. I guarantee you they ain't win no 12 games.
That's
So,
what,
like-
that's what I'm saying.
So like,
If you look at the film, the 49ers, right? If you look at the film, that defense lost those games.
I think
not
Cleveland kind of like, I don't want to say exposed them, but Cleveland kind of put out something there that you can attack them with because
Yeah.
the next 3 weeks it happened. Like
yeah, sure. There's
everybody
weaknesses.
was picking the 49ers
Sure.
to lose against the Vikings, and
Yeah.
the Vikings smacked them.
Yeah.
And Kirk Cousins sucks in prime time.
Yeah.
That's been the knock on Kirk. Which sucks for him. He blew his Achilles out.
I like to
Kirk
know where
was
the
having
49er fans are. They're number one.
Kirk was
team in
having a
the
great
city,
year.
Well, Tom thinks he
49ers
stinks.
are the number one. That's okay.
Tom thinks Purdy stinks.
That's
He
okay.
said he fucking stinks. Screenshot these.
Thanks.
He stinks. Film.
Thanks.
Time to shop. He said he has the
Screenshot
best RB
time to shop.
in the decade of the decade, which is
Yeah,
that's fair. He
Dude,
does have the best running back.
Christian
So
Thanks.
McCaffrey is
which is good.
Unreal.
But like I said, if you put you could put Colt McCoy back there. You think they're winning 12 games? No. I think Brock Purdy has played a role on this team that helped them out to get to a 12-4 record as a starter. Like, I don't think he was just carried like a log. Like, I actually think that he actually played a role in helping his team win.
I mean, bro, Patrick Mahomes and Brock Purdy have the same completion percentage. Brock Purdy has less interceptions, and Brock Purdy's QB rating is 10 points higher.
Well, Brock Purdy takes less chances than Mahomes too.
Hey, bring up something. I don't think no one.
But I'm just saying, comparatively speaking, he's having a good
I get
year.
it. No, I'm just trying to be fair.
No,
in the
I know that. I'm not comparing him to
I know.
Mahomes. I'm not saying. I'm just saying, comparing him to the best quarterback in the league, his stats are all right. He's playing good.
I'm going to bring up a point that no one mentioned. The 49ers are missing a very vital weapon, Deebo Samuel.
Yeah.
Since he's been out, Brock Purdy's production, defense ain't helping.
Like, I think Deebo's a good wide receiver. I think he's like slightly overrated in terms of being a wide receiver.
He's not a wide receiver.
Wide receiver one, yeah, he's a weapon in terms of his versatility of carrying the football and being a threat with his speed, 100%.
Correct.
But like, I don't think they lost 3 games because they didn't have Deebo. No, I think what you said, what you said about the defense is what kind of triggered me, because when I watch the Niners, I'm like, yo, they can't get off the fucking field. No, I'm like, this is the Niners defense. This is the vaunted Niners defense that everybody talks about. Yep. They can't get off the field. So when you made that point, that was like, that resonated with me, because I was like, yo, that's real.
All right. So on the subject of not being able to get off the field, a defense that nobody thought would be this trash this year, the Broncos, their defense played last week like everybody thought, I think, was going to play the rest of the year. They beat the Chiefs 24-9. I don't know what to make of this, because if you look at Russell Wilson's statistics, he's having a good year.
Mm-hmm. I hate the Broncos. They always make me look fucking stupid. I posted a clip about the Chiefs beating them and sending Russ to the bench, and they lost to the fucking Broncos.
And Sean had receipts.
That's all.
He did have. Yo, salute that. Yo, it's fair. But you know what? It comes with the territory. Look, it comes with the territory. Yo, you're going to be right. You're going to be wrong. It is what it is. I don't give a fuck.
The Broncos need to lean on their run game. They gave Javonte Williams 27 carries and took the pressure off of Russell Wilson.
Oh, they gave Javonte Williams 27 carries. What? They didn't split with Melvin Gordon? Oh, that's right. Melvin Gordon's not even on a roster, or he's in Baltimore, but he's balls deep behind Gus Edwards and them. Get the fuck out of here.
And
man.
Keaton Mitchell.
That's why the Broncos. that's why Nathaniel Hackett has got to be one of the worst head coaches of all time.
I'll tell you what, bro. Yo,
he's up there. Look, he's up there.
You can say what you want, but Nathaniel Hackett did a better job than Sean Payton is right now. Ain't nobody hangs 70 on that Hackett. Russell Wilson might be playing better
defensively, yeah, but
what's going on with this team is nobody saw this, bro. I thought they were going to be ass. I said they were going to be ass. Like, I didn't think they were going to do that, but for them to be like this, like, they are horrible. Yeah. Like, put it this way, Russell Wilson and the Broncos are so bad that they beat the Chiefs, and everybody's acting like everybody's acting like they lost to Rodney Peete.
Rodney Peete
is fucking crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they are. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe that just happened.
Yo, Piles he's got his hands deep in these crates tonight, bro.
Yeah, I'm 3.5 fingers in. I'm 3 fingers with the pinky.
Whoa. That's like the shocker right there. The shocker.
He's got sticky fingers.
2 in the pink and 1 in the stick, baby.
I fuck with it. Do you think, should we be concerned about Mahomes, though? Because he's having a down year for himself.
Nah, I'm not concerned.
This whole concerning of Mahomes shit is insane. Did you guys look at that throw that he had to Sky Moore on 4th and 2 with 7 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter? The pressure was coming in his face. He threw it a dime right into the end zone for a touchdown, and Sky Moore completely dropped it.
Yep.
That's not on Mahomes.
Nope.
He also had a beautiful pass to Rasheed Rice. Listen. He had a beautiful pass to Rasheed Rice across the middle that would have absolutely had a big game, put him in field goal range or something, get him some momentum, and he dropped the pass. Like, I think it's just a lot of the miscues by the wide receivers. I'm not saying Mahomes is perfect. I'm not saying he hasn't had his moments where you're like, what the fuck? That's not Mahomes. But to say that there's concern, I'm not concerned about Patrick Mahomes. I know what he could do on a weekly basis. I'm not really concerned about him. What I'm concerned about the Chiefs is their wide receivers, and everybody knows that's not a secret.
All they have is Kelsey, right? So they have Kelsey, and that's it, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I know is Eric Bieniemy is no longer there. So I know that's a major issue. I think Andy Reid is calling the plays, right? I think who he's calling the plays. So my concern are that the Chiefs are not scoring in the red zone. They're not. That one that point you just made, that should have never happened.
Right.
Red zone stuff.
Right.
Their red zone efficiencies are down. When the receivers are open, to your point, ball's right in their hand, they drop it. I've seen it many times during the year. You cut that out.
Their wide receivers are trash.
That's what I'm saying. But like
Kelsey's,
we know this.
He's a given. He's a given.
I keep saying it. We say this every
catch
week, bro. I'm putting 3 dudes on him and saying, yo, Sky Moore, you're not beating me. MVS, you're not beating me. You stink.
1-on-1 and triple.
The only player that they have that has even looked solid and he's hit or miss is Rice.
Rice.
He's the only person that
And
looks
who's running the ball for the
semi-formidable.
Chiefs?
Yeah,
Who's their
Pacheco,
running
but you
back?
don't know. Yeah,
But-
the Chiefs got issues, dude. Whether people want to admit it or not, the Chiefs got issues. And I'm telling you right now, the Chiefs do not want to see the fucking Ravens in the AFC Championship game.
Nope.
Or in the second round, nothing. They don't want to see the Ravens or the Bengals.
Or the Bengals. Yep.
They don't want a team that has experience.
Look, we are saying they don't want to see any of these teams in week 9, right? It's a long season, fellas.
It is.
The Chiefs are going to be there in the end. They
they're
always
in the playoffs.
are. Like
Regular.
I'm the kind of guy is just like pump the brakes, bro. It's the Kansas City
It's the
Chiefs.
right
They had a clunker against the Broncos. Shit happens.
Last year they had a down game. Remember, they lost to the Colts.
Yeah, they lost.
I
You
picked that.
predicted
Remember
it.
that?
I picked
Yeah.
that. I was
the
him.
Colts.
Yeah.
This game's the same thing. So they haven't have that down game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had the flu or something. Who cares a fuck?
Right.
Right? They had a down game.
It happens.
They're gonna come back.
Mask up.
They're gonna come back.
All right, let's go into week 9 now. So Thursday night football tomorrow night, Titans at the Steelers, Steelers -3. Do you think Mark Levis should start for the Titans the rest of the season? And like, is he the QB of the future?
All right, look, they drafted him for a reason, right? Like he's got to be somewhat.
Levis is crazy.
Yo, he's got to be somewhat of their plans for their future, right? Because you're not going to draft a guy, and then finally have him start. However,
Yeah.
am I going to say he's a quarterback for the future? I can't really say that, man. It's one performance. It's 4 touchdowns. It's a great performance. Don't get me wrong. It was. It came out of nowhere. Everybody was shocked about it. But I'll tell you I'll tell you one thing about Will Levis. He's not a dumbass. And when you have an opportunity to get into the game, what are you going to do? You're going to give the ball to your best player. And what did they do? They force-fed DeAndre Hopkins, who had a hat trick, 3 touchdowns, and that is how you use your best players. If you're going to give me an opportunity to start, I'm going to give every opportunity to throw it to my best wide receiver. Why? Because I know that's my best chance to be successful and put on a good tape for me to continue my career.
Yeah.
That is why I think he's a smart kid. But in terms of for the rest of the season, I think he's going to start for the rest of the season. I think they already had their ceiling with Ryan Tannehill. So I think they're looking to explore other options for their future. I don't know if he's the quarterback for the future next year, though.
I'm confused because they drafted Will Levis a year after they draft Malik Willis in the second. They then say that Will Levis might not make the team. Then Will Levis is out.
Right.
I mean, then Malik Willis is outplaying Will Levis. And I'm just looking and I'm like, what are they doing? And neither of them could beat out Ryan Tannehill, who stinks. And I'm so confused with this, but I think Will Levis should start for the rest of the year unless he is like abysmal for the next 3, 4, 5 games.
Yeah.
Because at that point, you need to check on Malik Willis. Did he develop? Can he move the ball? Can he be the running quarterback that is fitting today's style? So I just think it needs to be kind of on a few game basis and just see how he goes, to be honest. But the Titans ain't going nowhere. I was surprised they still kept Derrick Henry.
Yeah, I was too.
And look,
That's
here's the
another
thing with Levis. Like, I don't think you should overreact to last week. What he did was smart. Get the ball to your best wide receiver.
No doubt.
But by the same token, like I said, the reason I was making the joke is because you're playing Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin's a defensive guy. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's going to put tricks in that bag, and he's going to confuse the shit out of him tomorrow night.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if Will Levis comes out there and balls anything like what he did last week, then I'll look at him and be like, all right, he might be able to play a little bit.
They have to
Yeah.
keep him in there.
And then
So-
Mark Levis can spam our comments on Instagram saying 20 points or whatever. He could talk all the shit he wants.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. If he goes off tomorrow,
It's fair.
it comes
It's
with the
absolutely.
territory.
It comes with the territory, yo. Like, have your fun. We're gonna have ours. That's his friendly banter. That's what we do.
Yeah, of course. On the other side of that, what do you think about Kenny Pickett in Pittsburgh?
What do you think about it, Godfavre?
I think with Kenny Pickett, I think it's too early to say he is the future, but I think they're going to give him this year and next year.
Ooh.
So the limit I have is if he's not who they think he is by next year, he's out. That's my opinion.
I had high hopes for Kenny Pickett. I thought I had the Steelers to be my sleeper team for
Where's your
week
mic?
for the playoffs this
Speak
year.
into the microphone with some bass. All right.
Yes, bro.
I thought the Steelers are going to be good this year. Look, the Steelers could. They're 4-3. But Kenny Pickett, he had an awesome preseason, and then he got to the season, and it was like, yeah, I had enough of this shit. I don't know what to make of him, bro. I don't know what to make of him, but he looks like he's
Big
thick.
patience is wearing out, right?
Yeah, it's just like because he gives you signs where it's like, all right, this dude could play, and then
He got good games and bad games. He's inconsistent.
But he
We got
looked
another
great in the preseason.
Yeah.
He looked great. Him and Pickens, and I'm like,
He has
all right,
good
here we
games and
go.
bad games. Yeah.
And then I'm like, I look at them, and I'm like, all right, this like Mitchell. He looks like Mitchell Trubisky 2.0.
I was
I
just about
think
to-
he plays like a backup quarterback.
I'm so
Yeah.
mad you said that because I'm like,
Backup
yo,
quarterback.
they drafted a Mitchell Trubisky. That's what they got.
Honestly, the only thing different about them right now is their jersey numbers.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Look, Kenny Pickett, is he the quarterback of the future for the Steelers? Logically, theoretically, right now, yes, he is. But do I think he's going to be their quarterback next year? If he plays the way he has been playing from week 1 to week 8 right now, or week 9, and he plays like that from week 10 and on to the rest of the season, he ain't going to be there no more.
No.
This guy hasn't had more than 250 passing yards in a game. He has 5 touchdowns and 4 picks. Okay. He's got 1,300 passing yards.
He's mid.
He's mid. He's mid. And you know what's a shame about? And look, in fairness, he missed Deontay Johnson for a couple of games, and Deontay Johnson's a damn good player. He missed about 4 games, and I think Deontay Johnson, I think the world of him. But you got George Pickens, you got Pat Fryermuth, who actually really played really well last year.
Yeah.
You got a first round pick in Najee Harris at running back. Like not saying Najee Harris is all that in the bag of tricks, but what I'm saying is you have talent. You got to bring that talent better. You got to make them better. So he's not doing that, and he's failing this team to get them to the next level. Like I don't see the difference between Mitchell Trubisky offense and the Kenny Pickett. Like I don't know. I don't see it. When I watch them,
Who wins tomorrow?
I got the Steelers just because defensively.
Me too. I got the same thing. I'm taking the Steelers minus the 3 too.
I like TJ Watt. TJ Watt can cause turnovers and wreak havoc on.
I think Will Levis is going to struggle to move the ball tomorrow.
I think so too.
I got the Titans.
Do you?
Straight up or plus the 3?
Straight up.
Love that. Love that. All right. Probably game. Well, no, you can't say game of the week because of
No, hell no.
Cowboys. But in London at 9:30 a.m., Dolphins at Chiefs. Chiefs minus 2.5.
Whoa.
Do you think Tyreek's the MVP right now? Rainiel?
No.
You don't?
QBs always are.
I know, but there's not really a standout QB right now aside from
Because
if,
look,
well, if it's a QB, it's
Well,
Lamar.
here's the thing. If you're gonna put Tyreek Hill in the MVP conversation, we need to put some respect on AJ Brown's name too, because he's only 100 yards less than Tyreek Hill.
Which is wild, and nobody even is noticing.
And if you think about that, out of 8 games, right? If you average 100 yards out of 8 games, it's only like 10, 12 yards a
If you
game.
take the first 2 games out of the equation,
Yep.
he's an average wide receiver.
What AJ Brown
He's
is
not.
doing is
Whoa,
getting.
who is?
Hill.
Oh, hell no.
If you
Oh, hell no.
I'm
He's
bottom line.
awesome, bro.
What's going on?
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
It's awesome.
not for
Average.
nothing, you can make
I'm
an
just
argument
saying.
right now that the top 2 wide receivers in the game are AJ and Tyreek.
Yeah.
I can't disagree with that.
You can't.
But here's the thing: I think this year,
Statistically, they
right
are.
now,
Yeah.
AJ Brown is a certified top 5. I know somebody
A
has to
fucking
slide
stud.
off in order for him to come in, but that's fine. But you got Davante, you got Jefferson, you got Tyreek, you got Chase, and then you got Brown. You could fight about the order,
Yes.
but those are the top 5 guys in the game,
Yes.
without doubt. I mean, if you want to argue Chase and Diggs or something like that, whatever, that's fine. But AJ Brown's a top 5 wide receiver, dude. What he's doing is crazy, and it's just getting overshadowed right now because Tariq's the big story because he just does it in a way like when AJ does it, he's bullying that defender. When Tyreek's doing it, he's burning them by 10, 15 yards down the field.
Yeah. He's showing his talent when he's
Yeah.
open. Like, it's not just a fluke. He's burning
That
past
one-handed
people, bro.
touchdown
crushing.
catch he made, that one where he spun around like
Yeah.
that and reached back like 1-3, that was crazy.
He's at a different level right now.
I love
I've
it.
never seen Eagles wide receiver that good.
That's not true. That's
For
not
this
true.
season.
That's not true.
T.O., baby.
T.O., but
Team obliterator.
Yeah, team obliterator.
But I'll tell you what, the rate that AJ is going, he's going to beat T.O. for the whole year.
Supreme.
And popularity,
Who do you think has a better?
I'm not talking about popularity.
I
I'm
am
stats.
because T.O. statistically was also with the Eagles. He went to the Super Bowl
He
with them,
was.
too.
Yeah, I'm not denying that.
With Mahomes and Tua, because we're talking about like quarterbacks and like MVP awards and shit like that. Who has a better game on Sunday out of these two teams?
Tua or Mahomes?
Yeah.
I would say Tua. Just because he has the two wide receivers. Who does Mahomes have? We just talked about it earlier. Kelsey.
They got me, you, and
Okay,
Phil.
is he a hill or he's not?
Who? What'd you
Talking
say? I'm
about
sorry.
the Dolphins.
Oh, yeah.
So he has two really good wide receivers. He just has Kelsey.
Yep.
You double or triple him.
Well,
Shut
all
them
right,
out.
hold on. Let me say that too. Who do you think needs the game more?
Dolphins. Because, well, everybody knows Chiefs are winning that division, but the Dolphins have the Bills in that division. They got to keep winning.
They need the separation.
We already know the Chiefs are going to win their division, right? The Dolphins have to win their division.
Well, for Nikki, I hope the Chargers can find.
And I don't
something.
think the Dolphins are going to be number one seed, but if they beat the Chiefs, they have a shot at being number one. That's another reason, because you beat that head to head. You have a shot.
Fuck
You
with
have to
it.
win your division.
I fuck with him.
That's my
me
opinion.
too.
That's my
Facts.
opinion.
But all those things you said, absolutely, 100%.
Yep.
But the one thing you're missing, the Dolphins absolutely need this game more. And here's why.
Yeah.
They need to have confidence that they can go in an environment like Kansas City and get a W.
They're playing
Because
in London.
that
They're
is
playing in
gonna-
London.
Huh?
It's in London.
It's in London?
It's not in KC.
Well, then that sucks. That sucks. But in perspective, it still matters because
Yeah.
they need to know that they can beat a formidable team like the Chiefs, regardless of where it's played. They can be in the Super Bowl. It don't matter. Obviously, they can't play in the Super Bowl.
But
But,
if you beat the number one team in the AFC, that's huge.
but that's what I'm saying. Neutral field, if they could beat the Kansas City Chiefs, right, in London, the Miami Dolphins are moving forward will have the utmost confidence throughout their whole season. Just like the Detroit
Yes.
Lions did when they beat the Chiefs
Yes.
opening night. They went on a crazy win streak, and then they, they lost to the Seahawks, but then the momentum kept pumping.
Yep.
You know what I
So-
mean? Like they were clicking on all cylinders. It gave them confidence. It gave the locker room a boost. I think the Dolphins need that game more than the Chiefs because, like you said, the Chiefs, if they lose, cool. Who's in the division? Chargers, Broncos, Raiders. Okay, cool. Chiefs are going to
They're
win.
winning that division.
So here's the thing. I think the Dolphins absolutely need it more because the Dolphins haven't had a quality win yet. You need that. This will be a big confidence booster for Tua, Mike McDaniels, to show that you could play with the Chiefs and you beat them. That is what the
huge.
Dolphins are missing. That is what right now why people are hesitant, like me, on the Dolphins. Because I'm like, you need to show me that you can perform against a good team. I know you can beat up against these shit ass teams and stuff like that, but I need to watch you win.
Who's favorite to win that game?
The Chiefs -2.5, which gets to my prediction. This is my psychotic upset of the week, bro.
I think Dolphins win.
Here's the thing. Chiefs are coming off a bad loss. The Dolphins haven't beaten anybody yet. And I think that's going to be the entire narrative. And I think the entire world is going to bet the Chiefs -2.5. And I think it's a mistake.
I agree.
I think
It's a
that's
trap.
I think the Dolphins win. I think the Dolphins win in London. And it's the week before the bye week. I think I got the Dolphins in this game all day
me too.
long. I
Me
love
too.
the Dolphins.
Yeah, me too.
Dolphins win
Who
outright.
you got next? Chiefs?
I got the Chiefs too because of that. I got the Dolphins because of what Mike said. Because I agree with him.
So
Because
all three of us got
because it makes
Dolphins.
sense. Everybody and their mother is going to take the Chiefs at -2.5. They think that's a cookie bet.
Yeah.
That's
But
a
when
trap.
you look at it, it's a trap. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
trap. They're baiting you. Well, here's the thing. Do you think Vegas could be baiting you to tell you, hey, I'm going to give you the Dolphins' explosive offense and Tyreek Hill and, coming off of a revenge game too for Tyreek Hill. I'm going to give you all that and 2.5 points to beat the Chiefs with no wide receivers.
Nah,
that
bro.
could be a trap
Because
too.
I'm looking at that and I'm saying this. I'm like, okay, so the line's 2.5. Who's not going to take Patrick Mahomes at 2.5 points? All those people, all the suckers are going to be jumping all over that. And look, it might hit. I'm just telling you, I don't think it is. I'm reading that line all the way. And I'm saying right now, dude, that I love the Dolphins here. I really do. I think the entire world is going to bet Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid coming off of a loss. You have that low ass line. You're in London, and you saw what Mike McDaniel said. They've been there since yesterday.
Mhm.
They went out there. They're team bonding, team building. Science is behind it. I love what I'm seeing from this. I got them all day.
We got a new guy in here, Wayne. Shout out Wayne, yo. Thank you for joining the pod. He said the Dolphins suck He said tell your camera guy the Dolphins suck. He's talking about you, Pauls.
Oh,
and
okay.
he said,
No, he's talking to me. That's my buddy Wayne.
oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, and then he said, yo, stop saying you love the
yeah.
Dolphins. Shout out Wayne.
I
Appreciate you
I
joining.
really
man.
love the Dolphins this year.
Wayne. Tell him to stop, Wayne.
Thanks for tuning in, Wayne.
Tell him to stop.
It's
I'm just
okay,
kidding.
Wayne.
All right.
Tell you how it is. Who can
Next
Yeah,
game,
that's a fact.
Seahawks at Ravens. This is going to be a good game. Ravens -5.5. Do you think the Seahawks could pull off the upset?
Absolutely, they can.
I think they can. Got a good defense.
I don't.
Absolutely,
Defense.
they can.
They can. I didn't say they
Will they? No, because
Yeah.
again, I think this is a mismatch for the Seahawks because they got great wide receivers, but the Ravens, they play good secondary. We talked about that earlier.
They play
They
very
got a
good.
top line secondary on that team, and that's a bad matchup for the Ravens. Now, the Seahawks, for them to win this game, they have to contain Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
If they let him get outside the pocket and cause chaos, they might get blown off the fucking field by 10 points or more.
Regular shit.
And that's on gang. So to me, the Ravens at 5.5. I like the Ravens here outright. I think the Ravens are going to beat the Seahawks. I think going across country with the Seahawks too, they got to travel. That's a lot. That's a tall task for the Seattle Seahawks. I don't see them doing it here. I like the Ravens here at 5.5.
So do I. I got the Ravens both ways. Gino's been shaky.
Yeah, you got $50 million to play fucking quarterback this year. Hell yeah.
He's been a little shaky. And I just honestly, I think the Ravens are just that fucking good.
Yeah,
I really do. I think Lamar Jackson is a top 2 or 3 MVP guy. I still believe that he's been the best quarterback in the league this year. He's been consistent. I love the Ravens, man. And Lamar Jackson got paid, and his play increased. It's elevated. He's passing better. He's playing the game smarter. He has a new offensive coordinator that totally changed the scheme, and he's doing what everybody said he can't do, which is throw the ball and win games.
Mhm.
What are we talking about here? The guy who had to fight the hardest for his money is the only one that got his money, and his play substantially got better.
Well, he had again. He fought for his money because of the injury history.
Whatever.
Well, I'm just putting it into context because if people listening to this, they're gonna be like, "Well, he's the only one that fought for his money."
Right.
Yeah, of course he fought for his money, but the context of the situation was that he was coming off two injuries that held him out for the whole season. So it's like, all right, am I going to invest in a $200 million guy if he's not going to be available? That's the context of the situation. But did Lamar absolutely earned his money? Yeah, no doubt about it. Nobody said he never earned it. I'm just saying I understood the business aspect of the Ravens when we talked about it. That's all. I think it was a fair point.
You got anything else?
No, that's it. I thought it was a fair point.
No, it was. I know it was the injury history and the concerns about throwing the ball.
I like Lamar. I've always said I like Lamar. I just don't trust him in January.
We'll see.
We will.
You'll see. So my second favorite game of the week, Bills at Bengals. Bengals -2.5. I am surprised the Bills aren't favored by 37. Do you think this is a legacy game for Josh Pasillo?
Josh Pasillo is crazy.
Pasillo is a fucking saint.
Is this a legacy game? I'm going to say this. This is a really important game for Josh Allen because he needs to win a game like this where he could say, yo, I beat Joe Burrow. He needs that on his resume because Joe Burrow is 1-0 against him. And he beat him in the playoffs, right? He beat him in the playoffs. It was a great win. It was a great, but excellent win by the Bengals last year. They absolutely took it to the Bills. But now this is the game where I feel like Josh can actually kind of be like, yo, I'm still here too, bro. Yeah. Like I know all the Burrow talk, but I'm still Josh Allen too. Like I'm still one of the top quarterbacks in the league, and I expect him to play like that coming this game. And this was the Damar Hamlin game last year, actually, right?
Yeah, last game.
Yeah,
or not last game, but
it was yeah. But it was a weird game. But yeah, no, this is going to be a really, really intriguing matchup.
At the Bills or at the Bengals?
This is at the Bengals.
Yeah,
it's in the
I
jungle.
like the Bengals. Just a home team.
I don't think this is a legacy game for Josh.
It's a good match.
Yeah, I don't think it's a legacy game for Josh Allen. I mean, at this point, we know what Josh Allen is.
Yeah.
Josh Allen's legacy now is what he does in January. Because I mean, I would say February, but we know we ain't getting that far. But I'm just saying, like, he needs to prove it when it matters in the playoffs. These games for Josh Allen now, we know what he does.
Yeah.
You're going to have a game where he comes out and gives you 4 touchdowns.
Then he's flat.
25 of 27 for 385 yards. And then he's going to come out and give you 3 interceptions, 1 touchdown, 18 of 36, and 165 yards, you're still going to have people saying that he's better than Mahomes.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't go that far.
Bro, you're
Bengals,
so wrong.
The
bro.
problem is the Bills aren't better than the Bengals as a team.
Yeah.
They're just not constructed better, and they're not better coached. But what am I wrong about? I would love to hear this one.
The whole thing about Josh Allen being so ass in the postseason is absolutely.
I never said he was
myth,
ass,
bro.
No, I'm just saying his legacy games now are in the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
That's what I wasn't saying he was ass. Josh Allen has good playoff stats.
Oh, I was going to say. I thought you were saying that in January he fumbles a little bit and he's inconsistent.
Oh no,
Because I think in January I think he elevates his game if anything.
The last 2 years he hasn't. But I'm not taking that away from him. I'm not taking that away from him. I'm just saying that
I would say the last year he had a bad postseason run. It was the 2021 he was excellent.
Yeah, but 22 and 23, he made the AFC Championship game, and then each of the next 2 years he never got back. So to me, that would just be a downgrade. Stats aside, I don't worry about the stats there. That's what I'm saying. Stats lie. But like Josh Allen now, his legacy, bro. Josh Allen's a great player. Josh Allen's legacy isn't getting tarnished in fucking October and November. He's now judged on what he does at the end of December and in January. And can he get to February? That's all it's about for Josh Allen at this point.
Yeah.
He's way past that, bro. He's way past that to me. Give me your prediction on this. I don't even know why I ask.
I'm going with the Bills here. I'm going with the Bills. I'm going with the Bills. I think
close game.
I think the Bengals' inability to run the football is actually going to show up this game too. I think they need to control the clock like they did in the playoff game, right? Because when they played in the playoffs, the Bengals, they were absolutely moving the chains to the point where the Bills defense got so tired and they were worn out by the end of the game and they just couldn't get off the field. And I think this time, I think they're going to have a better game plan to attack the Bengals a little bit defensively. And I expect them to make some adjustments here. I think the Bills are going to win this game. I think
it's a close game.
I actually, like, weirdly enough, I think the Bills kind of need this game a little bit more.
It's a close game.
I do. I actually do. I just think for MO, like just mojo, man, like they need to beat the Bengals because they beat them last year in the playoffs. Bengals beat them last year. So like to me, like to have that like that revenge factor from last year, losing the playoffs, I think it's going to propel the Bills this week. And I'll tell you what, the Bills have not been impressive.
I was just going to say that. Bro.
They have been anything but impressive.
They struggled against the Bucks.
They're flat.
They don't have juice.
They're just a weird team. Like
who do you got?
Bengals.
Okay.
So close game. I think the Bengals win.
Well, if it's a close game, I definitely have the Bengals because
you have to give that respect.
I trust Joe Burrow more than I trust Josh Allen in a pressure moment. But I got the Bengals here both ways. I just think the Bengals are better. I think they have a better quarterback. They have a better receiver core.
What's the point spread on this again?
2.5.
2.5.
And they have a better run game right now. I trust Joe Mixon a little bit more than James Cook, even though they've kind of been the same thing. If anything, you could argue James Cook been a little bit better. But I do agree with Nick here. The Bills need it more because they've been playing flat. But here's the thing. Both teams equally need this because if the Bengals want to keep pace and stay in the hunt with the Ravens for that division, which is going to be important for seeding issues, they need to rattle off some wins.
Same with the Bills because they got the Dolphins.
That's what I'm saying. It's and here's if the Dolphins lose at 9:30 to the Chiefs, this game for the Bills when they play the Bengals is enormous on Sunday night.
Yeah.
Huge because that could put them right back in to the AFC East fight.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that actually. It's a great point.
But I think it's equal for both teams. Both of those teams need it, especially the Bengals because they stunk it up and were 1-3.
Absolutely.
They fought back to 4-3. They're only 2 games out from the Ravens.
I still think the Bills have an advantage, even though they're on the road. The Bills, their last game they played was on a Thursday, so they have a couple extra days to get healthy.
Yes.
Game plan a little bit quicker than the Bengals. The Bengals are coming off a Niners game.
Yep, I'm
where
very curious with that.
It's very physical, right? So the stats behind playing against the Niners the next week is really bizarre. I don't know what
it's
I forget what
1-14 or something like that.
That's what I'm saying. So like I think the Bills have a weird advantage like that. So like I like the Bills here. I'll take them.
All right.
I'll take them because I'm Nick Allen.
Of course. That's your honey. You want to propose to him.
That's my guy, yo.
Cowboys at Eagles showdown at 4:30.
All right, here we go.
I wish this was the 8:30 game. Micah Parsons gets on his podcast, Dallas Cowboys Nation. I need you to stand up and be out there in Philly. We need y'all. We need to make this a home game. You all know how they get. It's going to be loud and wild. I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh, shit.
No one likes us. We don't fucking care. Let's go. I'm ready to fucking pod,
All right,
motherfucker.
let's do it now. What do you
Now I'm
think?
coming out.
Real fast.
Let's
What-
bring the fucking heat, baby.
Wait, what do you think, real fast, before we get in this? What
Come
do you
on.
think about Micah Parsons on his podcast saying how
I'm
the
getting
Eagles
heated.
are the best team, the best roster, and all this shit?
Who's
Like
the best roster.
the Eagles. Micah Parsons said this on his podcast.
He's fluffing the fucking. He's getting in our fucking ego.
Well, I
Fuck
mean, he was keeping it a foul, but it was fluff.
It's
Fuck him.
fluff. It's fluff because he's
Fluff.
using
Fuck
the
him.
Tom Brady method. You know, when Tom Brady would play
Yep.
against bad defense, like, oh, well, they have a great secondary. They got a great scheme. He knew damn well he was going to throw for 350 and 4 tutties. Like,
Fuck him.
he always fluffed it. So I think that was fluff. I'm going to go with
All
the
right,
fluff.
Micah Parsons, right? 6 sacks for the year. Reddick, 6.5. Fuck you, you motherfucker.
Regular.
All right. 6.5. We're gonna bring the fucking heat. Bring fucking Pollard to the outside. Roll out.
You bringing the heat with a 6.5?
Bring it. Bring the fucking heat. Bring Pollard. He ain't fucking running shit.
2 yard Tony.
Fuck him. Fuck him.
That is funny as hell.
CD
You guys
Lamb,
funny.
double, triple team that motherfucker. You shut him down. Who they got? Who they got? Gallup? Fuck him.
Yo, Gallup, he got paid. You want to talk about
Gallup
getting paid and
ain't
falling
shit.
off? He
Fuck
got
him.
paid, bro. I never heard him again. I never heard of him again.
Look, Dallas has a good defense. No doubt about it. I'm not going to fucking look.
You're not going
who-
to cap.
But we got fucking AJ Brown. We got Davante Smith. And you know who's going to have a big game? No one's talking about
He loves this guy, too. I know who he's talking about. Goddard.
Goddard.
He loves Goddard, yo.
He's got my first fucking name, God, in the fucking name.
Goddard's been a
Goddard is the
disappointment this
fucking
year.
man.
We need Goddard.
Goddard. I'm telling you, throw the ball to Goddard. The Dallas Cowboys are ranked 30th against tight ends.
Wow.
30th.
Oh,
I'm
you
ranked,
potted.
I'm ranked
Bring the
first.
fucking heat, baby.
I'm ranked first
Goddard.
against tight ends.
Goddard is a fucking, he's going to be amazing in this game. But AJ Brown, his stats, I think, are going to drop a little bit because their defense-
Smitty should have a big game because I think
Smitty,
Gilmore's
yes.
going to be on.
Yes.
Gilmore's going to be on AJ. Smitty should tear up whoever's number 2 against
Yeah.
FR.
Right.
The only thing I'm worried about is Bradbury on CD Lamb. I don't like that. I think he's got to get help over the top. They have to do that because if not, it's going to be a little tough. They got to get the Dak press fucking cock. Get in his fucking face.
Do you think the winner of this game wins the division?
No.
I'm surprised you said that.
Yeah, me too.
Of this game?
Yeah.
Win the division?
Yeah. I don't think so, but I'm just saying. Do you think the winner of this game is the favorite for the division?
So I know the Eagles are going to win this game.
Look in the camera and say that.
The Eagles are going to win this game.
And Goddard's your X factor.
And Goddard is the X factor. Watch AJ Brown. I'm telling you, watch AJ Brown. And the Eagles are going to run the ball. They have to run the ball. They can't do that jet shit and the fucking commander shit. You run the ball, they're going to win the game. They have to be balanced. They have to.
What about you, Nick?
I'm with him.
They have to run the ball.
I'm with him. This is the game where the Eagles have to put their pride aside, their ego aside. AJ Brown, I don't care if you get 4 targets. The Eagles need to run the fucking ball down Dallas's throat. Dallas is 18th against the run, and the Eagles are number 1 in the NFL
Yes.
running the football. That right there is the biggest mismatch for the Cowboys.
I can't wait till they do the fucking tush push on your fucking ass.
Now,
Fuck your fans. Fuck your fans, Dallas Cow fucking pukes. Can't fucking stand your fucking fans. Can't stand you. We're gonna beat your fucking ass, motherfuckers.
We're coming.
We're gonna come at you. I'm telling you.
my coffee mug broke.
I know. Shit. Holy
You cracked the
fuck.
ceramics.
Holy fuck.
That's fucked up, bro.
I just hit the
You
fucking
paid good money
table.
for that.
I paid good money. Yeah.
No one's got passion like I do. The
That's
fucking
true.
people.
So
That's true. But yeah, that's it. That's the thing. Eagles got to run the football. That's the biggest mismatch. And the Eagles
Yeah.
have to get pressure on Dak Prescott because I think CD Lamb could have a really big game here. I'm worried about that.
So
I'm worried about the Eagles' pass defense against this Dallas offense that has been clicking offensively the last 2 weeks throwing the football. That is the biggest concern I have with the Eagles in this matchup. However, the Eagles are home. That crowd's gonna be rocking. They need to start off fast. They need to
rock the fucking house.
They need to put fear into Dallas off the beginning whistle.
All day, every day. Run the fucking football, control the clock, and then feed your playmakers, and then get after Dak Prescott. And that's how the Eagles are going to win this game. Prescott. So the Eagles will win this football game. Mike has concerns. I know that based on his. He's concerned about the Eagles. I'm not. Okay.
I think the Eagles are a better team. I think they're better suited.
Pain on this one.
Yeah. And you know what's funny about this? He trashed me for having Dallas as 5 and Eagles at 1. But if the Eagles lose to Dallas, he ain't gonna put Dallas in his top 5.
I will.
So they should already be in your top 5.
No.
Why? Because they
don't got no quality wins.
But Dallas is capable of beating Philly in Philly.
We'll see.
I'm going based on your energy right now.
Just because I'm saying what I'm about to say doesn't mean.
All right, go ahead.
Doesn't mean anything.
Go ahead.
So the winner of this game, does not win the division.
I agree.
They don't win the division because both of the 2 teams that can, they have the rest of their schedule is too tricky. That's number 1. The X factor in this game, as I said, is Davante Smith. He should be able to eat up Bland. That's number 1. Absolutely. However, my prediction is I think the Eagles lose. And I think the Eagles lose because this game is too psychologically big for the Cowboys. The Cowboys have no choice but to win this game if they want any shot of keeping their heads on straight.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really the truth. It's a showdown. I think it's going to be a really good game, but you can't play the 2 best teams in the NFC or the top 2 of the top 3 teams in the NFC.
There we go. Daniel Cook, father-in-law.
You can't
Eagles will be 7-2 after this week.
Is he a Cowboys fan?
Yeah.
Oh,
Cowboys fan.
Oh,
he comes over our crib. He comes over his house with a Dallas jacket on. His crib.
Oh, he puts his feet up on your coffee table?
No cap.
Oh. I'm telling you, I would like to burn his fucking jacket.
So, look,
it
pains me to say it. It pains me to say it, but I really think the Cowboys win this week. I'm not happy about it. I'm just telling you how I feel. I've been so bad at picking teams this year, so I'm hoping I'm wrong. But the energy that I feel is just the Eagles are going into a bye. They got to get healthy. The Cowboys need this game psychologically for it. This is way more important to the Cowboys than it is to the Eagles.
Absolutely.
And it's just the Eagles can't lose. I mean, the Cowboys can't lose another big game to an NFC powerhouse. They just can't do it.
I'm going to be honest with you, though. I think this game is important to both teams.
If the I'm telling you right now.
Because you got to win the division. You have to win the division. We talked about it earlier. That home crowd being home field, taking that home. Whoever wins this would probably be the number 1 seed.
Nick, if you think...
Hold on. Let me get this straight real quick, bro.
What's up?
I got to ask you a question, dog.
Go ahead.
How the fuck you going to clown me for having Dallas at 5, but you got Dallas going into Philly and beating us as the number 1 team on your list?
Again, context and certain situations matter. And this is a situation that matters. I said this after the Bills. Listen.
I am.
When the Chiefs beat the Bills in that AFC Championship game, the next year when they went there, the Bills beat the Chiefs. And I said, I like the Chiefs. The Chiefs are better, but the Bills are going to beat the Chiefs because of the psychological game. Sometimes those desperate teams need it like that. If the Cowboys go into Philly and lay an egg, are you going to admit that the Cowboys are horrible?
They just won't be in my top 5.
They'll be out.
They won't be in my top 5.
They're not in my top 5 now.
They won't even be a top 5 team in the NFC.
Oh, I don't know about that.
But how? How at that point, bro? They play too good.
You can't name 5 better teams in Dallas in the NFC, regardless of the result of this game. You can't.
I like to see in the
Eagles,
comments,
Lions,
saying,
49ers.
The Eagles suck, right?
Eagles,
but
Lions,
we're 7-1.
Niners,
Seahawks. How
Seahawks.
they suck. I like to hear that. Put it in the comments. Go ahead. Let me read that.
All right, so they'd be number 5.
While this is going on.
But I'm just saying, bro, it's again, I can't trust the Cowboys. I don't know what I'm getting on a week to week. But when I see them and I'm looking at this game, that's what I feel. I feel like the game is too important psychologically for Dallas. And it's unfortunately, it's what's going to happen, but it's meaningless.
All right. So let me ask you a question. If Dallas beats Philly in Philly, is Dallas in your top 5 teams?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. If you go into Philly and you do what I don't think you can do which is when adversity hits, can you power through that and win those tough, gritty games? Absolutely. Then I'm saying like, okay, I've seen you do that. But again, that defense has played one good offense.
Okay.
And that offense ripped them apart.
Right. So,
Dallas has had 2 really good offensive games against 2 bottom 5 defenses. When you look at those optics, you have to sit back and just say, okay, chill a little bit. And that's what I keep saying about Dallas, bro. That's all I'm saying.
So how do you come up with a prediction that a team like you're saying doesn't have any quality wins, lost to the Cardinals, got blown out by the Niners, is going to beat the #1 team in the NFL in their own building?
So I'm going to say this for a third time.
As a rival.
I'm going to say this for a third time. Situations matter.
Bro.
And it's all about the head game. The Eagles are banged up. They have not played their best yet. And they're still the best team in the league. It's the week before a bye week. Jalen Hurts has a knee bone bruise. It just looks like a tough spot for the Eagles. That's what I'm saying. And I think that, again, it's all in the head right now. And the Cowboys need this game more than the Eagles.
I would disagree with that.
Well, here's at the time, the Eagles now would have a 3-0 division record.
Yeah.
This game is very important for both teams.
Yeah, for sure.
Why is this important for the Eagles?
Because
like that? The Eagles are 7-1.
Right, but it's a divisional game. When you lose on the road on a divisional game, it matters. Because in the end, when you're tied, when you're tied,
if you lose that first game, right, especially at home,
for sure.
Let's say the Eagles did lose, they have to win at Dallas.
They
Not
have
necessarily.
to. Oh yes. Oh, for sure. Because the tiebreaker, Mike.
Not necessarily. You can still get swept by them and just have a better record.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, but like
you want to win the division. You want to guarantee that.
Right.
You know you have to beat Dallas to win the division.
You don't want to put yourself in that position.
I get it. I'm just saying. Like I said, I hope I'm wrong. It's just my vibe. The hunch that I have is Dallas wins, and
by how much?
I think it's close. I think it's if I had a guess, I would say 31-27, 31-28. Like I think it's a close game. It's just. I don't know.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Since the Eagles are on the bye next week, I think the Eagles are gonna throw the kitchen sink at Dallas.
I'll be shocked. Like, and this is what I'm saying. Like, at what point, if Dallas comes in and loses to the Eagles, at what point will you just say like this team isn't what I thought? Like, will this be the kicker for you, where it's just like, all right, this team really isn't what I thought, or will it just be the same old like they got a top defense?
I think they're talented. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Well, obviously they're talented, but will you say that they're a good team?
It depends. I mean, look, if they get blown out, you got to look at them a little sideways, right? But if they hang in there tough and they lose by a respectable amount, like I can't say that's a bad loss.
It's important for Dallas.
Yeah, because we talk about situational. They went into Philly and lost by 5. Just saying, right? That's a pretty respectful loss.
Well, but
on the road.
But for me, it's not.
Why?
Because for me, the only option for Dallas is to win, because you need to prove to your fan base, to the NFL, that you could win those close games. They're only winning blowouts. That's a problem. You want teams that are winning like the Eagles when they go down by double digits, when they're fighting through those games, when it's fucking when it's a 1-score game and there's 3 minutes left. Can Dallas drive down the field and do it?
Sure.
Those are things. It's easy to play with the lead. It's hard to play from behind.
No, I get
and that's what I'm saying, bro. Like scooping scores and fucking pick sixes. That's always not going to be there. The Vikings were 11-0 in 1-score games last year, and what happened? They fell behind to the Giants and they got their ass beat. And that's what I'm saying with Dallas. When everything's not going your way, can you have your way?
Well, their defense have had their way. When they weren't going offensively, their defense stepped up and got them points and put them in position to score points. Yep. So to me, that's a sign of a good team, because they're putting themselves on both sides of the ball. They're putting themselves in the best position to score points.
Well, not with the 25th ranked red zone offense.
No, they got to clean that up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sure. You don't win with field goals,
but you get more points by turnovers.
Yeah,
by kicking field goals.
But the thing is that you're not going to get a turnover and a scoop and score per game. That's not always going to be readily available.
No, I'm not saying that. But the fact that it's happening a lot more frequently, you got to be like, all right, is it more luck or are they just fucking good?
Here's a question. Do you think Dallas is going to pressure Hurts?
They're going to try and go after him.
They're going to pressure him, right?
Yeah, they got to go after him.
Hurts is very good.
They're going to move Parsons around the line.
Very good when he's pressured.
I can't wait to watch Micah Parsons.
I can't wait till they pressure him.
Yeah. I'm curious to see. I'm curious to see what they do. Like I said,
they may lay off on him for that, because he's very good when you pressure Hurts. Think about it.
All right, let's go to our.
Interesting.
Let's go to our week 9 slate. Rams at Packers. Packers -3. Who you got, Nick?
I got the Rams outright. I think the Rams come back after getting their ass beat by Dallas. I think they're going to come back here and they're going to beat the Packers. The Packers are really nothing special.
God,
I got the Rams. Yep.
I got the Packers here. Well, who are the Packers to lay 3 points? The
True.
Packers stink. I'm dead serious. Who are the Packers to lay 3 points to a team? That doesn't make any sense to me.
It seems like a trap, right?
Yeah, I'm
Seems
taking
like
the
a trap.
Packers,
That's
and I'm taking them. I'm taking them straight out, outright, and against the spread
Wow.
all day long.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, Buccaneers at Texans. Texans -3.
I got the Texans here. I know they had a clunker last week against the Panthers, but overall they've been playing some really good ball. And the Buccaneers, they had a great start to the season, but they have really tailed off. I know they came back against the Bills and they did show some resiliency when they were down 24-10 to come back, score a touchdown on like 16 play drive, get the 2-point conversion, and to lose by 6. All right, that's respectful, bro. They got themselves back in the game to try to put themselves in the best position to win. So to me, I it's respectful, but I like the Texans here.
Who you got?
Texans.
I'm going with the Bucks here. I think the Bucks are coming off a long layoff. The Texans were in a hard fought game.
That's true. They played on Thursday, right?
Yeah, the Buccaneers hung in with the Bills, and I'm not saying the Bills have, like I said, the Bills been flat a little bit, but Baker Mayfield hung in there.
He did.
He hung in there,
No,
and
he did.
obviously, I'm really rooting for him, man. I really am. I want him to get to 500 again and keep his job.
I am too. Yeah, he's kind of winning me over, man, because he does play with a lot of heart.
Plays hard, man. He plays hard.
I respect that.
And it's so funny because the team that let him go, they
need
let
a
him go
quarterback.
for a worse quarterback.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield is better than Deshaun Watson right now.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So that's just Cleveland being Cleveland. Commanders at Patriots. Patriots -3.5.
I got the Patriots here outright. I have no confidence in this pick because the Patriots offense really scares me and Commanders can't put up points. But I will say New England is home. They play great defense. The Washington just had a fire sale, right, on their defensive end. You're taking a piss. We almost done, cuz. No, sit down.
We're back.
Sit down. He's
Yeah.
bathroom break. Anyway, I think the Patriots being home, they play excellent defense. I think they're gonna get the dub here.
I got the Patriots both ways too. I love the Patriots this week. Actually.
too, me
And
too.
that's similar to that Packers game. Why the fuck are the Patriots
Young
giving somebody
quarterback in New England.
3.5 against Bill Belichick?
Man,
Thank
it's
you.
gonna be a long day, bro.
It'll be a long day for
Yeah.
Sam. He's gonna be howling.
Yeah. Oh shit. That's a bar.
Bears at Saints. Saints -7.5.
I got the Saints here both ways. I think the Bears are really some shit. I think they really want the #1 pick. I think they really need to revamp that whole team.
Me too. I got the Saints both ways. Saints been all right. They've been all right.
Who does Godfavre have? I'm gonna look at his notes. I don't know.
Can you even read that?
I can't even read it.
It looks like Gianni
Well,
wrote it.
You know what's funny? He kind of writes like me. It's all sloppy as shit. Like my handwriting is absolutely awful.
You don't have
too.
good penmanship?
No, I don't.
You got to be better.
But you know what's funny about that? They say the people who have the ugliest handwriting are actually the smartest.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird.
Damn. What do they say about people who have ugly handwriting and charging their cell phones?
Genius.
Vikings at Falcons. Falcons -4.5.
I got the Vikings here. And this pains me to say this, but like it feels like every time a young quarterback steps in there, there's always a shock effect, and that just resonates through the whole team. And I think the Falcons might take this team a little bit lightly because of the quarterback.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go with the Vikings here, but I do fuck with Taylor Heineke. So
I'm taking the Falcons.
I'm
son.
hurt, yo.
Yeah.
I'm hurt because I love Mr.
Yeah, but I'm taking the Falcons both ways. I love the Falcons this week. Cardinals at the Brownies. Brownies -7.5.
The Brownies, baby. The Brownies are going to get the dub here. I think they get back on track. They play excellent defense. I expect that to carry over. The Cardinals, again, they're going to be another team that's going to be fighting for the last spot. They just got a new quarterback. Who's their quarterback they took over?
I don't even know that dude's name.
It was Josh Dobbs, and then they benched
Tyler or something.
something like that. I forget what his name. Who's the Cardinals quarterback?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to ask you too, Godfavre. Sorry. I'll get back to my Browns pick, but
No, it's
and the Cardinals thought. Who do you have?
Clayton Tune.
Clayton Tune. Who do you got for the Patriots and Commanders?
Patriots.
Outright -3.5.
Outright.
What about the Saints -7.5 against the Bears at home?
Saints.
Outright.
Outright.
And then the Vikings out the Falcons. Falcons are -4.5.
Ooh. Falcons.
All right, so
Okay.
Falcons. All right, so then Cardinals at Browns. I have the Browns
I got the
-7.5.
Yeah.
I got the Browns both ways.
Browns.
All right, same here.
Colts at Panthers. Colts -2.5.
Colts at Panthers. Colts.
I'm taking the Colts too here.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Colts.
This is my upset of the week right here. I got the Panthers beating the Colts. Yep. I'm not really confident in it. I just think that the Panthers, they have been playing some pretty like decent ball, I would say. Like they hang in some games. They can run the football. Bryce Young kind of worries me a little bit. Like I think he's been a little bit inconsistent, but Adam Thielen's been playing his fucking ass off. So shout out to Adam Thielen. I think the Panthers pulled the upset here.
Giants at Raiders. Raiders -2.5.
Go ahead.
Giants.
I'm gonna go with the Raiders. This is my lock of the week.
Yep.
This is my iconic lock of the fucking week. The Raiders will beat the Giants. Here's why. When Jeff Saturday took over last year with the Colts, the first game that he coached, they won. Antonio Pierce's first game against the Giants, his former team, that is, he's gonna win. He's going to get the dub as a head coach, being a former player, a Super Bowl champion on the New York Giants. So that's the connection I'm making. I got the Raiders here.
I got the Raiders too. I love them this week. I was going to bring up that same example, dude. I just think that you're going to have Antonio Pierce step in. He's going to have Aiden O'Connell. He's going to look at him and go, yo, throw the ball to 17.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
No less than 10 targets. Throw the ball to 17, period. And I think that's going to be the game plan. Chargers -3 at the Jets. The
Chargers.
This game scares the shit out of me for the Chargers because I'll tell you what, this line at -3, Chargers -3 against the Jets can't score a lick.
Oh.
So now you're telling me that the Chargers are going to struggle a little bit. So I got the Chargers here. I'm going to take them. I need them to win for my parlay, for division parlay. I got the Chargers here.
Yep.
Look,
I know. I'm with you, Mike. I get it, bro. I know you're looking at this line like, yo, what is going on?
it just further tells me like Herbert and these Chargers are some shit. I'm taking the Chargers both ways. I don't like it. But like it's Justin Herbert and it's Zach Wilson. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, I know.
But all right, guys.
The Cardinals quarterback is Clayton.
I told you. Yeah, I said that. Clayton too.
You did this? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I missed that. My bad.
Yeah, he's garbage. He's garbage. Might as well have Caesar.
Watch him have 4 touchdowns like Mark Levis.
Right. All right, guys. That concludes episode 180. Thank you for everybody for tuning in. We will be back next Wednesday at 8 o'clock regular.
Yeah, regular time. You already
Go ahead,
know,
Theories.
man. You guys already know. Thank you for coming back on.
Yeah, thank
Always
you,
fun.
dude. Thank you.
He will be back December 6th. Book it for Eagles in Dallas, round 2 this season. It is going to be epic again. You already know how we rock with this podcast. Anyway,
I fuck with rounds.
Me too. I'm all about rounds.
We don't care, baby.
We don't either. P and I don't give a fuck either. But anyway, we do care about the fans. So everybody that tuned in tonight, thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking our post. We appreciate all that. If you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on YouTube. We are also available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeart, Megaphone, Stitcher,
and all that other shit.
Also, follow us on all of our social platforms as you do not want to miss our daily heat on X, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And we will see you guys next week at P&I, baby. Enjoy week 9.
Woo!
I'm caps lock different. It's facts, not fiction. Said I black out for real, then the track gone missing. If it's cap, I'm dipping. We ain't talking about a move, then it's flatline finished. When I spaz, I'm grinning. Put a peel off in the Sadies and I pass by spinning. It's perks with this life, but I don't have my skinnage. Took a quick trip and now I'm back home winning. And I see they eyes pop like I snack on spinach. Pull up to the spot, she tryna grab my digits. I'm already 8 shots, a Henny past my limit. Here you go. Hazards with a dash full of tickets. I'ma act like I don't see them. I got bad eye vision. Y'all can't pass my scrimmage. While y'all tripping, it's a rule.